Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Wayward Arcadium Season 2, Episode 20, the Q&A. And just to say it off at the bat, we have a little surprise for you. Joining us for this Q&A is everyone's favorite TD, Forgotten Cuttlefish. Hello, Forgotten Cuttlefish.
Hello.
Hello.
It feels weird. I'm not used to being on the screen.
Yes,
You're being perceived.
Look, perceive them. They are flesh and blood.
No longer forgotten.
Yes.
Yay.
All right. Well, that being said, today's the Q&A episode. We had a whole season 2 from beginning to end, and this is our way of having fun with you all, decomping together and answering questions and all that good stuff. We have the form for the questions. We got about 11, I think, that I last counted. So what we're going to do is we're going to answer those questions, and then when they're done, we're going to open it up for everyone in the chat to ask your questions and just kind of vibe with us. That being said, let's just, do what we always do. Let's do a quick introduction. I know you know everyone, but let's just say hello. Starting off with Dusty. Dusty, please tell us who you are, who you played, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Dusty. I am playing today, Dusty. We both use they, he pronouns.
Yeah, one second. I'll look behind the curtain because this is the Q&A. So we're supposed to be recording, and I was so busy being tired and making sure that, we got everything going. So you're going to hear something, and it's going to be very embarrassing, and I'm very sorry.
Recording in progress.
Recording's in progress. This is how we get the wonderful, at least one of the amazing steps in how we get things edited for YouTube and the amazing Goblets and Gays podcast on Spotify. Mm-hmm. So that being said, let's move it over to, speaking of Goblets and Gays and editing and all that awesome stuff, let's move it over to Aubrey. Aubrey, please tell us who you are, who you played, what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. Find me everywhere on the internet at Manquin Cosplay. And this season I played Aurora Doyle, who went through a lot of changes. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. We both use she, her pronouns.
Awesome. Next up, we got Aki. Aki, please tell us who you are, who you played, and what your pronouns are.
Hello, I'm Aki. My pronouns are she, her, and I played Sarnai Aeltish Ma, pronouns he, they, and together we formed 2 out of the 3 Powerpuff Girls. I'd like to think that I am actually Blossom and Buttercup, and Sarnai is Bubbles and Blossom, and together we're Blossom, but I could be wrong. I'm usually not, though.
True statement.
Yes. Yes. Well, next up we have Makai. Makai, please tell us who you are, who you played, and what your pronouns are.
Well, hi there, friends. It's your friend, your homie, your they, your them, your sweet gamerino, Makai, and during this season, I played Greater D Stone Basin. Shocking twist. I know you never saw that one coming. Collectively, we use they, he, she. Look, general rule, talk to us nice or don't talk to us at all. That's how we operate, baby.
Yeah. Well, last and certainly not least, joining us and letting us see their wonderful face for the first time in, I think, all of the 2 seasons so far.
No,
we
second
have
time.
Second time.
I was on the Q&A last time.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Brain just completely shut down. Oh yeah.
All right, and take 2.
And take 2. Clap. All right. That being said, I guess let's introduce Forgotten Cuttlefish. Please let us know your name, your pronouns, and who you played this season.
Hi. Hi, I'm Scoot. I played Forgotten Cuttlefish, the TD, trying to make everyone look good and sound good. Pronouns are she, he, used interchangeably.
Excellent. Well, that just leaves me. My name is PJ. I am the hot mess of today's episode. My pronouns are he, him, and I refuse to clean up. I'm just going to be a hot mess all night. So without further ado.
All night? Promise?
I mean, mess, yes. I don't know about the hot thing. It's getting kind of cold out here in Santa Clarita.
Don't worry. You'll warm everyone up with that charming smile.
Oh,
there it is. There it is.
Oh, Jebba Boy asks, do you have Kermit at least? Oh, he never leaves my side. He is. Always
Speaking
there.
of which, I dressed appropriately for today.
Oh, what'd you do?
Second.
Uh-oh.
Elbow my mirror. There we go.
Good lord.
Oh my god. All right, hold on.
So did I get a hero point or? This was. It's totally planned.
Lord.
Totally didn't.
Yeah,
just have
you're
this
gonna get
one
hero
already.
point for the Q&A episode where we don't play. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll find out.
Yes.
We'll find out. Yeah, okay,
We
well
may
now I
have
have
to roll
everyone here
at
for the
some point.
True. Now I have everyone here for the Q&A. Roll initiative. Who's attacking you? I don't know.
I rolled a
It's
1.
Kermit. That's who.
Like a hydraulic push.
Hydraulic put. Kermit dies. He's just
You're
felt.
not again.
Quit killing the frog.
I make
all
no
right.
promises.
Well, enough screwing around. We'll be doing all that for the rest of the night. Well, let's get into these amazing questions that you all sent us, and you saw the link we put out there. Aubrey did an awesome job with this whole thing. We have this great Google Doc with all the questions. We got about 11 of them, I think I'm counting right. Who wants to start with the first one?
You know, I should go pull up that Google.com.
Well, I guess I'll
We'll
ask it.
probably
I
look
should-
at
I
that
should
too.
Me
Okay.
too. I was thinking, what am I forgetting? And I was like, it's nothing. I'm not forgetting anything. But I actually don't know. Wait a minute, where is it?
I'll drop it in the chat again.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
but I have my character sheet up and ready.
That's helpful. That's helpful.
While we're waiting for that, I was gonna have a quick like
I just pinned it.
breaking the fourth wall behind the curtains, like human to human. Aki, I got to binge watch all of like season 2 of Record of Ragnarok War.
Did you like it?
It was so much better than season 1. Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the fourth's the fight that makes you go, oh, okay. I'm a little disappointed in the 5th fight simply because I personally believe Hercules didn't need a 3D model. If they were going to give anyone the 3D model, it should have been Lord Shiva, because that motherfucker has 4 arms and dances. That's the whole point. He's the dancing god. And instead we got like the weakest, like all I know is that they're saving the fight for the next bit that's going to come out. Because they split the season in half. So the whole last half is all for the Buddha fight. And that is the best fight in the manga. And also he is technically my god, but also not. And so I feel wrong.
I mean, can we
As
just
much as
detract to talk about how hot Buddha is? My God.
They made him
Here's how
so
I-
hot.
Here's how I know Aki is on the right type of hype. I've been loosely following Record of Ragnarok for like years, like since like high school. Like it's been like on the edge of my radar. Just like I haven't stepped into it, but like been keeping an eye on it. And for years, people were saying like, Adam versus Zeus, hype, best one of the show. Hercules versus Jack the Ripper, best one of the show. Let me tell you, when Shiva versus Buddha came out, silence. Nobody said anything. The king was crowned, and everyone was like, "Yep, we agree."
Can't wait.
Yes, sir.
It's good. I high key, I would highly recommend you just right now search up Record of Ragnarok Buddha. You will understand exactly what I mean by I shouldn't be simping, but I am. They did
That's
a little
like-
too.
If this man is one with everything, it brings me great comfort to know that he is a part of me.
I'm gonna make this statement not because I believe it is a reflection on Buddha, but because I feel like it's an interesting juxtaposition. It's like simping for fuckboy Jesus. It's like a very weird emotional state of being. You're like, but why is he so hot and bangable? What the fuck's happening?
Yeah, it's just like,
Never thought I'd hear those words.
you know,
Oh,
like they
Jesus.
did a few fun things. Like they gave him fangs, which is like tusks really, which is like an old like art thing, right? But really Buddha's like this shriveled up, decrepit old man, because you know that's what happens when you choose to fucking eat leaves and the dew of a ginkgo leaf and shit for the rest of your fucking life. But like, not that one. Not that
Welcome
one.
to
I was
Ragapod. Thank
twirling
you.
my
Yeah.
hair. Like, no.
This one's like, what if pleasure Buddha? Like on the side, he got huge pleasure going to the gym. Like the dude is just stacked. But that being said, does
Hey.
everyone have their questions ready?
I do.
I had
Okay.
mine.
I'll show you
Okay.
the way to Nirvana.
Cool.
I love that
So the first question comes from Floofy, and the question is: who would win in a battle of snarky wits, Sarnai or Gritta?
They would start making out.
band.
They would start making out. They would not make it past round 2.
I have two answers for this. One, it's Sarna, because Gritta would not really give up on the snarkiness, but at some point they're just gonna beat your ass. Whereas Sarnai would never give up. Sarnai would decimate your entire bloodline with words alone because that's just like their thing, right? Whereas Gritta would just be like, why am I wasting my breath when I could just
When I
end
have
this?
hands.
Exactly, like catch him, So there's that.
Yeah.
The second answer would be, I think Sarnai would just give it to Gritta because Sarnai's a simp.
I was thinking the same
That's
thing,
fair.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I truly do think, memes aside, I do think Sarnai would run circles around Gritta because as much of a front as Gritta puts on, it's all hype. Like she could back most of it up. She could back a good 90% of it up. But she's soft.
Mhm.
And Sarnai could definitely hone in on that. It would not
Yeah.
be pretty.
All that Chilaxian training.
Yup. You would
I-
be they would be able to find the one comment that would just send Gritta into an existential crisis.
Yeah, I'm following Aki's thing because like Sarnai is the one that got like the snark and the wit that could just like never end. Gritta is like out here like they don't need the snark. They're like Gritta's like they want you to know that their name is their name. So they'll fucking come at you and just like, I don't need to be snarky. Like exactly, like I got these hands. Well, Sarnai over here will like literally like bring out a fucking book and just like, here, this book is called Book for Dumbasses. It's for you.
Yeah.
Written for you, by you.
By you.
Mhm. What are your thoughts, Scoots? Who do you think would win in a snark fight? Sarnai or Gritta?
A snite,
I'm-
if you will.
I'm with Aki. Sarnai wouldn't give up on the snark. I think Gritta would immediately just like go in snarky for like 2 seconds and then pull out a sword or make out.
Or both.
Or
Yeah.
Really
both.
depends.
Both.
Gritta is very much a brat.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
All right. So it sounds like we're all for Team Sarnai. Is that kind of the
Yeah.
vibe I'm getting? Aubrey, Team Sarnai? Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel like it's when you have two simps fighting each other. It's I think that the tenacity is what's really gonna. So I'm voting for Sarnai as well.
Mhm.
Chilaxian training. We don't like
Relaxing
losing.
training. You really don't. Gritta will be crying.
The land of Capricorns and Virgos. That's it. That's how I see
Oh, man.
Chilax.
And like a handful of Leos, but like not the not like the toxic Leos, not the positive Leos.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can see Scorpios. I can see
Hey
Scorpios.
man, you just listed all of my sun and moon. How dare you?
Wow.
I swear, I think I've mentioned it before. My entire star chart is Virgos and Leos. That's it. I don't have anything else.
Capricorns
and I
and
have-
Leos, baby.
Yeah, and I have mostly Virgos instead of Leos too. But like the best way to put it is according to my friend, I'm constantly constipated emotionally.
All right, next question. It's from once more into the Joanne. Much like last year's Q&A, the true champion, the true winner of the season is Joanne, coming in with half the questions on the list. We thank you so much for all your questions. This one is a really good one. This season had a lot of sadness and heartbreak for some of you, parentheses, all of you. As players, which moments were your favorite?
Sorry, I was giving some love to Joanne. Almost shooting my
Aw.
dad.
Almost shooting your dad.
Almost shooting my dad.
You know what?
Man,
That was a good one.
Very good one.
I almost forget that happened this season. But oof, man, almost shooting my dad.
Yep.
There's a lot of shit this season.
Mm-hmm. Everyone take a second. Take a second, taste it in the air.
Just
Let it all wash over you. Man, how did we survive this?
That's a great. I technically didn't.
Yeah, several times over. My God. PJ, whose idea was this?
Well, okay, so to be fair,
No, that was not the time for cute.
What?
Emotional torture.
What? Look, all I know is when that moment happened in season 1 between Lord Dragovich and Alduin and Aurora, my brain was like, consequences of their actions, huh? Okay, there's a story there. And then I think as we just continued, I was like, can I pull off the kids' gloves? And I think some of you were like, yeah, sure. Hee. And I went, bet. And then I just got
I like literally as soon as we did that, literally the next week the Book of the Dead came out. I saw the vampire archetype and I slid it across PJ's desk and I said, do what you will with this.
Hey, just couldn't help but notice this new thing over here.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay. I
Funny.
think I have 2 moments. I don't remember. Is Gwendol with the grappling hook breaking through the library? Was
That was
this
season 1.
That was season 1?
That was
Okay.
season 1? Okay, man.
Yeah,
this was a long season.
then my second one is when I as Alduin turned myself into a 6-year-old.
That was
Yeah.
pretty funny. That was a great day.
Like existential, but also it was very fun to just walk up to Sarnay. Fuck.
And Sarnay tries so hard not to swear in front of child you.
I
Twice.
thought about that.
Twice. You only turned into a child in my presence. I don't know. Perhaps I became the daddy of the season. Like
Kane,
girl,
weren't you already?
But now it's filled with child support.
I mean,
Good luck
you
with
have-
the payments.
Yeah.
you have two
I
other ones.
have the means of the payments. Don't worry. You know, like if someone's gonna have to like get stuck with like copious amounts of child support bills, it better be Sarnay who has money to spare. God, favorite moment.
Oh,
Mm.
going back to this, Sarnay being soft this season, very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Soft Sarnay, so good.
Yeah,
Soft
just
and I?
angy,
Oh,
and
delicious.
then all of a sudden, actually, I would think that it would be nice if we could kiss.
Is this how a hug is? Is that how it's said? A hug.
Hug.
Am I pronouncing
Hugs
that
are
right? A hug.
Hugs are so weird. I think Remy Mortio's like surprise uncle phase was really funny and very unexpected because he was like, I was actually so fucking funny in high school, you don't even know. Like just that was the energy, so that was kind of fun.
I'll have my favorite collection quest of Hero getting all of the ghosts for the guitar.
Hero and the ghosts.
Those are getting pretty good. It's getting pretty good.
Yeah, I love it when I can incorporate that because it's just a stupid like early 2000s pop pun or just some like when I had Brittany the Spear arrive or whatever the joke was, the look of disappointment and genuine laughter on Dusty's face, I was like, yes.
Oh, the Alleyway Collective was pretty good.
Alleyway Collective. I'm still giggling over that one.
Oh my god. Awesome.
What's his name? One second. I just had it and I just lost it.
You'll find it. You got this.
It'll come to you at 3 a.m.
Oh, when Dusty got the axe, I was gonna say when the axe got Dusty. But when Dusty got the axe, that was very fun for me because it was a very like but that's just because I'm a big God of War fan, right? Yeah. So like I saw it immediately and I was very, very jealous, and I'm still jealous of it. Not like I'm even playing a character that would ever use it. You know what I mean? Like it's not appropriate. I don't want one. I want one. I want one for me. I love the Leviathan axe.
It's that and like the rolling throw, which I don't use as often because it's just so good to spell strike with.
I think Aldwin uses it the best, and I 100%. Love it when it gets used, when it specifically gets used very Leviathan axey. I get like a little giddy because that's how I see it, right? I straight up picture Aldwin with it. So this axe is too big for them. You know, like
absolutely.
Mark and Sindri hold it. Yeah, literally. That's how I picture it.
Yeah. I'm still imagining with like the Kratos beard, you know, like all 3 foot nothing with a big Kratos beard and axe he can't carry, and he's just like, boy.
It's funny you pictured the Leviathan axe, because for some reason when that thing was described, I always pictured it as the buzzsaw axe from Borderlands, and I don't know why, because it's a fantasy game.
Yeah. I think it was described as vaguely clockwork.
Well, it's I think it's literally called the buzzsaw axe, right?
Oh, okay. So I'm not getting crazy.
No. It's quite literally just, I only akin to it as the Leviathan axe because the first thing the Aldwin did was fucking throw it and it came back. Right. Yeah. So, and then afterwards, frost runes were used, and I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah, because I got the thing where I could just put a rune. So it's literally like holding the axe cold.
Delicious.
It's
sexy.
I don't know. I just enjoyed getting to do more dramatic things.
That's good. Hey, yeah, no, and you had a lot of dramatic things to go through this year. Holy shit!
Sorry about your mom.
That was probably one of my favorites
last season.
No, it was this season.
Motherfucker.
It was this like low key when you were like, when you told me your character's backstory, like she doesn't remember her mom, but like her mom could be like, was like a changeling or a hag. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I remember messaging you at one point, like, so was your mom a good witch or a bad witch? And you're like, whatever. And I'm like, bad witch.
Yeah, I mean, she's a hag. More likely than not, she's a selfish witch.
That's fair. Good and bad is relative. But I think you said she was like a night hag or something, and I looked.
Aurora I took the Dream May.
Yeah, and I looked up night hags, and I was like, oh, okay, that sucks for her. All right,
yeah. Oh, I knew what I was doing.
Scoots, did we get your favorite thing? I forgot.
Yeah, the fetch quest or the collection quest.
Yeah. That should be continuing in season 3 because I know we have more weapons or more stuff. So
more things.
There are more bands.
There will always be more bands. If I may, I did loosely interpret this question. If it's more generally about our favorite moments, not just the ones that made us sad. The moment immediately after I almost shot my dad when Greta and Star and I were just walking, and to try and lighten the mood, I was like, "Hey, I want a gun." And then you just immediately shot back, "We'll get you the best gun in the fucking world." That just warmed my heart.
I told you, Simp. Like it's here's the thing. Heroes acting mighty sus. Wait till you see how fucking supportive you're all like, ooh, soft Sarnai. I'm like, don't enable him. They just want approval.
Sarnai supports their rights and their wrongs.
Their wrongs, yeah. It's like,
so you want to kill your dad? Okay, cool. Do you already have a place to bury the body? If not, I have a respectable 5-mile dragnet that we can use to make sure no culpability comes back on you or me.
I actually know a very, very good funeral service that we could get a good price on the coffin. You know, like just straight up. Like it's
yeah. And just like, now hear me out. What if we fed your father to Big Red? Fire dragon, red dragon, wouldn't burn him. No bodies, no evidence.
Big Red.
Hang on, somebody write that one down.
So yeah, just Sarnai is just very, very supportive.
Yeah. I'm looking at the chat, and I'm seeing you pull off the kid gloves, the teenager gloves, the adult gloves, and went straight into the third generation gloves because my God. And Joanna says you pulled out the kids gloves and pulled on your strangling gloves.
You pulled out your kid gloves and put on your heavyweight championship gloves, like my guy. What we said turn up the heat in the fights, not emotionally destroy us.
I said that to PJ.
Emotional damage.
Or I said, hey PJ, here's 10 different knives. Pick 7, and PJ picked 10.
Yeah, I was like,
Pick
why
11, bitch.
why stop at 7? Let's just have a full smorgasbord of cutlery.
Yeah.
All right.
Hashtag all the knives.
PJ
Yes.
became Homer Simpson, and occasionally each one of us took a turn being Bart as he just choked the fucking life out of us in like
Can I get a fan art of this,
episodes.
please?
Yeah. Can we get flan art? Jesus
Fan art,
Christ.
yes,
fan
please.
art
Out
of
flan,
me
please.
choking, and each person like in their character persona and just doing the whole like
That one, yeah.
Hey, Floof. Hey,
Could you-
Floof, please.
Actually, no, that's my favorite moment. Scratch that. That's my favorite moment. The end of every fucking session, Floof somehow had like fan art ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Yes,
true. This
that is
always
also
good,
my favorite
always
part.
Like,
so
bitch,
nice.
don't you
Yes.
like respectfully, bitch, don't you sleep? Like it's like
Ow.
Yeah, no,
The end.
100%.
So good.
Every time we're done with the show, you know, like the DM drop is starting to fade in. I go on Twitch, dear Lord, Twitter, and there's just
Twister.
an amazing Floof original that just like sends me over the fucking moon. I'm like, fuck yes, I love seeing this.
Coming out
How-
with another Floof banger.
literally so fast. The
Ah.
bitch did it on an airplane once because I remember one of the captains was like, it's really hard to draw on a plane. What are you doing?
Yeah. I bet you this person's gonna. I think Floof is gonna be in space, catching up the backlog, going. It's hard to like draw upside down with no gravity, but here's just me fooling around. Amazing tableau of 3 years of television.
I might be running from the alien as we speak, and I technically only am allowed 5 minutes of proper service. But instead of radioing for help, here's fan art.
Here's Sonic. It looked really cute today.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. That shit's speed. Floof is like short form for
Seriously,
speed.
Thank you so much, Floof, for all the flan art, the Floof
The
fan
flan
art.
art.
Hashtag fan art.
Flan art.
Yeah.
Sweet, delicious flan art.
Well, next up, now this is an interesting question because I don't know who it's for, but I would definitely be curious to see how Dusty would respond to it. This, of course, comes to hero of the fucking points, Joanne. Did you expect Aldwin to save his parents? And what would have happened if he failed?
I don't know the second part. But straight up, I only went into this knowing that Force Gauge is like a 7th level spell. Just like Alwyn's gonna try at least. Fully expecting to like fail and to like cry mid-session again. Just like have like, I don't know, sadness. They're actually, oh, that's not your parents. Fucking Dracovish is just fucking with you again.
Yeah, same.
But then I failed. And then Joanne with the triple hero points and then the nat 20. Just iconic. It was very good. But I like literally going in fully expecting to fail, just like I'm gonna try to do this. It would make fighting Dracovish that much like more meaningful if like they're fueled by even more anger, because Aldwin was mad, V Engie, Engie small boy with a big X. But no, it was good. But what would happen if they failed?
That's a
what
good
happened,
question.
PJ?
So
happened?
when I put those moments out there, my mentality is this: there is no set end game. I'm giving everyone the opportunity to succeed and fail. Had you failed, hard to say because most of that would have been done in the moment, but I can imagine they would have been dead and you would have been fine, but removed from time and space without any parents in your life. And your past would kind of show that as well. Like, still be living on the farm with Abuelo, you still go out to sea, you should be going to the Arcanumirium, but now this weird corrective measure would kick in and your parents would have died in this time anomaly and in front of you, and that sucks. I'm sorry, but it didn't happen. So there you go.
Yeah, no,
Crisis
Alden would have
averted.
become just like would have become Ragnarok at that point.
You created a
actually
time
miss-
paradox.
I actually misinterpreted the save when you first did it. Like I misheard something maybe. But I actually thought like, okay, so like even with that nat 20 and stuff like that, Aldwin didn't make the save because the parents were like, what I'm assuming is the parents were disappearing from now, but they were like actually just reverting to where they would be, so at their house, alive and well, right? But at the time, I misinterpreted it entirely. I was like, did motherfucker, you actually still kill him? You bitch. I actually I'm glad I have push to talk because I literally muttered PJ, you bitch. Like just because I just, you know, I didn't realize it until like after, like I was in bed like thinking, I was like, oh no, this is probably what happened, because that is a dick move if they just straight up still die on a nat 20, right? Like I'm like, no. Totally misinterpreted. But did I call you a bitch? To your face? Yeah, you just didn't hear it.
So, when you work with Aki, you expect to be called the bitch to your face. It's just a part. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but there's
endearment.
you know there's bitch affectionate and then bitch indifferent,
derogatory, bitch,
and then there's bitch derogatory, and I was definitely like bitch with a capital B for you because I thought you killed the parents after a nat 20 for like 30 minutes. Technically, completely misinterpreted it.
Yeah,
bitch is
because
one
like
of my
my
favorite all-purpose terms. It's so good.
bitch, it's got a good like fast kind of staccato rhythm. I love it.
Mm.
Yeah, no, my whole thought was that like, so the cult that had been there the whole time trying to bring good, Dragovich, later be called Gado, into the world. They were using a ritual to use your parents' displaced out of time as one siphon, one method to bring in Dragovich. And because they couldn't use you because they didn't want to risk killing you, they could somehow get your parents removed from the timeline, a la Barry Allen, a la fucking Professor Zoom. And they're like, we can still use them to draw enough energy to pull him in early. And then whatever happens between, after that is up to Dragovich. We can't do anything beyond that. So that was my whole point. Here you go. And one last effort to have like a little bit of exposition and a little bit of moment with your parents before everything else. Yeah. Cool. So let's see the next question. Unless anyone else wants to talk about what could have happened if Aldwin didn't save his parents.
I like to think that if Aldwin hadn't saved his parents, Aldwin would have just immediately kept popping that time dial until he got it right.
God, yeah, I didn't even use that for the final fight.
You
I did-
technically
You
still
didn't.
have it, don't you?
Yeah.
Technically.
Still,
Can't wait till we're on a boat and you can't catch a fish, and then you turn back time. And it's
and I
the
press the
fish
wrong
just-
one and it's tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You just keep your fish. The fish that you keep missing or that you catch keeps getting weirder in like size. Like suddenly you reel up Ariel, and she's like, "Damn, you really just let Prince Eric drown, huh?"
Well, I mean,
What in the time
he is
anomaly?
kind of a slut.
He is such.
And now
you look like a
Eric's a slut. Hang on.
He had that slutty like little waist.
That slutty little waist.
Slutty
him.
little
Yeah, I
waist.
played Kingdom
Like
Hearts
a
2
slut.
recently. I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up we
My
got
God.
Joanne spends all the points on one roll, who asks, isn't Forgotten Cuttlefish just the best?
I agree. I would like to take
Yes.
a little bit of time to second this statement that
Stop.
Forgotten Cuttlefish is in fact the best. Anyone else?
What is-
Oh, sorry, you go ahead, Misty.
No, I was just saying, what is yes for 300 points?
Yes.
Yes.
As Forgotten Cuttlefish's attorney, I would just like to state that those are facts, sir. And facts are facts.
Facts are
The
facts.
court sees that these are all facts.
Yeah.
Overruled. Or
Absolutely.
motion carries. I don't know court.
Stop.
Adjourned.
Oh my God.
Bing
I
bong.
mean, I am pretty great, just saying. Just a little bit.
And that's the understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you get to be out here too, because like you're here every episode with all of us. And so if you ever have a thought or a take or whatever you want to share, please share. You're just a member of the team as everyone else.
Yeah, I have truly ADHD brain, so I'm like dissociating half the time, and the other time I forgot what I was thinking about.
Relatable.
I mean,
but
relatable content.
Having been one of these people to have actually done, shared a scene with you outside of game, you're truly one of the most creative and most fun people to watch go. And I do hope that if anybody ever gets a chance to see you do your thing, they're in for a treat, because I'm having a blast every time I see
you. Yeah. All right. Well, let me ask the next question.
Absolutely.
And again, Cuttlefish, you are always welcome to answer them as well. This one comes from once more unto the Joanne. Anyone got any ideas for what you'd like to fight in season 3?
Kaiju?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Wait, excuse me. We are level 10.
We can do it.
Baby Kaiju.
Kaiju are level 20. I mean, yes, I'll fight them, but that's going to be a short season.
I don't know. I
I
don't know. I would have to like really take a look at like monsters.
I would love to take on like. Oh, sorry.
No. We can say.
No, please. I'll continue after you finish your thought, my friend.
Oh,
please.
No, I was just gonna say like that's the best thing about collaborative storytelling. Like we can find ways to fight things that are in general. They don't have to be a specific stat block. We can be like, I want to fight a kaiju, like a level 12 kaiju.
I mean,
awesome. This trauma got hands. Let's go.
I mean, season 3 is going to be the on a boat season, so they could fight a horde of evil cuttlefish. Just saying.
A horde of hold on, making notes. Horde.
I want to fight some like big fights in season 3.
Yeah,
those big fights. That's more than one person to fight.
You know what?
Have you seen the same?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I definitely want to take on like a horde of something, like whether it be like an enemy crew of pirates, or even just like, I don't know, maybe just 3-on-1 one of these times, or like something we can handle, but zhuzhed up to make us feel strong.
Hell yeah, I can do that. Yeah, in my brain, like when you all had that big final fight with Dragovich and Mateo, I was like, okay, 2, that's more than 1. And I was like, this will be devastating because like, Dragovich had an insane stat block and Mateo was also there. So that would, run some interference. And y'all got some crits in and just fucking wrecked them.
The healing boom also.
Yeah, those heals where they keep it just going.
I know what I want to say, but all I'm going to say is I'm under NDA and I can't say it because I wrote it. So,
okay.
Yeah, I hope that some sort of announcement happens. That way I can actually say what I did, because you're going to love it. I
guarantee it.
However, up until then, I cannot.
Well, I put on my notes for season 3, a horde of evil cuttlefish, big fights with multiple opponents, and Aki's creature. So when we know what that is, or we're allowed to know what that is, we'll talk.
Absolutely, yeah. As soon as it happens, I'm pretty like the announcement comes out. Technically, I'm in 2 different things, so I'm hoping one announcement comes before the other one. But I think, I think I know which one will probably come out first, which sucks. But that doesn't suck. I mean, it's all good in the end. It's just there's the first project, and then there's the second project, and I like being on both. But the first has a special place, right? And the first just so happens to be where I did a lot of shit. So yeah, I'm just saying maybe we go back to school and there's new shit inside the school and they're like, yeah, we got the shit imported from Akiland.
I love Akiland.
Mhm.
Oh, gotta love it. Yeah, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to like taking notes, and just gonna steal all the stuff from Oculand and put it in here.
Could we
Can we go to Aki Land?
could we fight or fight in Pathfinder mechs?
Ooh.
I could technically turn Naga into a mech. That's a whole fucking level level 1 class 1 feature thing. I can just meld into her and we become a mech.
Let's go, Digimon.
That's a whole fucking thing. It's like full on full. It's more like Power Rangers, I think, because of their things, but like
okay.
it works just the same.
Yeah, because I know Starfinder has mechs, and then we could just I will make us mechs. One of them will be made out of bread because it's
we just bother James
Mimic.
from
Can we find
Eldritch
a mimic?
Osiris.
Oh
I
yeah.
love mimics.
And I think they might have something that might help you with that.
Yeah. Could we fight a mimic?
No,
mimic.
mimic.
That
I want
sounds
mimic. I want mimic
horrifying.
everything too. Like I want. Oh, I love mimic so much.
I'm
I
sorry.
want
I
to
feel
mimic everything. I want a mimic. I really want a mimic toilet. So bad.
that. Okay, hang on.
So
Like
bad.
an
I
actual,
want-
Right behind that
actual mimic
sentence.
toilet in your house, or
No, not in
in-game?
my house. Like I want like here. Just indulge in my delusion. So imagine I had a pet like
A little
mimic,
afraid,
right?
all
And then
right.
I can cast like a polymorph on it, so it can just change into other objects to mimic as, right? Now imagine this, okay? Someone we don't like. Dragovich comes back, but he's like less powerful, and he's like fuck you, blah blah blah, fuck you. But I also need to take a wee, and we're like, you need to take a wee, sir. Go ahead. On this unassuming toilet. And he goes, blah, 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 sure. And he does. In his most
I
vulnerable
hate this.
mimic toilet. Bam. Okay. Can you imagine? It's
I
Yes,
so
and I
not.
don't want to. I would like to
So
stop.
good.
Hey, Aki, please
love
don't put the mimic near
it.
my butthole. Please and thank you. Sincerely, everyone.
Speaking
It's
of mimics
so good.
around water,
Mimic teddy bear.
Speaking of
I
mimics
would
near
love
my
it.
I
butthole.
made an item like that. A mimic ship.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
have seen some stats for it in another game. We can easily put it over into this one for fun. The SS Mimi, because the C fell off into the sea, and it's just the SS Mimic. The SS Mimi.
I love you, PJ.
There's also a thing that both Aki and Dusty will know. It's called a thief of ships.
That
And it is the
bitch.
giant
Yeah.
crab that lives inside of a ship as its shell.
No, because
Oh, I
now that
love
you said that, I have one creature / monster to bar from us fighting.
What's that?
Is
I actually want to generally put like a do not use this monster or this monster trope. What was the thing you don't want?
a hippo.
Okay.
A hippopotamus specifically.
But
It
I wanna
turns
have
out
a
I have
hippopotamus for Christmas.
It turns out I have a irrational fear of hippos.
No,
Well,
it's
hippos
very
are dicks.
rational.
What are you talking? They
That's a new
suck.
one, but
It's
they're
very
evil.
rational. They
If you
suck.
really want to hear about Aki's irrational fear of hippos, go listen to Goblets and Gays or 2022 blooper reel. There's like 15
right.
minutes of Aki just ranting about hippos.
we saw it in real time.
Yeah.
I wasn't
was-
there for it, but I
yeah.
can imagine.
It was which is hilarious because I grew up with a Canadian house hippo, so like I'm not scared of those because they're
We
small,
had this conversation.
right? Exactly,
Those
right?
are
But like
real?
they're just like a real. No, they're not. But did every single like kid make them real? Of course, right? But like but just like hippos in general, my fight or flight instincts kicked off, and the answer was like fight, but with words. So I just started listing facts
Snark.
on how I would die.
Okay, so when I was a kid, and this is such a like it hurts. In my childhood, the hippo was one of my favorite animals. So like, look, they're so cute and they're so fat and they're so silly. And then I went to the zoo and saw them, and I found out that they were just deranged murder buses that just shit everywhere. And I don't mean like, oh, I have to poop. No, they will forcibly have like a big crap bubble come out of their butt, and then they'll use their tail as propeller and just whip shit everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
that's how they mark their territory.
That's how they do it.
In my opinion, call you a bitch ass hoe, because it's just what else? But like, yeah, no, like they do.
Your squad ain't shit.
I think the thing that got me scared the most is the fact that they can't swim.
Yeah, they just jump. They just jump and take a big breath and then go down.
It's not even that. Like, if you've ever seen one charge at, and you're like, wow, they're fast swimmers. No, motherfucker, they're walking. They are walking. They're just casually walking until it's not casual. I think that's what got me. The fact that they do not swim, don't know how to swim, and cannot swim. Gloria from Madagascar was actually the scariest fucker there. And they didn't even know.
Gloria did not kill nearly all the people that she should have, which should have been all of them.
Hey, who do you think trained the penguins? Who do you think
when
trained
they're spec
the
up
penguins?
shit?
I believe it.
That's all I'm saying.
So speaking of, and then I'll get the next question. I just think this is really interesting stuff. Oh God, Madagascar 2, where they go back to New York or whatever.
Back to Africa.
Yeah. I think that's what. Well, in one of the sequels, they get, maybe it was 3. They finally end up back in Manhattan, and there's a point where you meet the two monkeys, chimpanzees. I forgot, but one of them is like signing, and the other one is translating. I have been studying sign language for about 3 years at this point, and as I'm watching it, I'm realizing everything that the signing monkey is doing is actual sign language. It's real sign language that he's doing, and I was able to read what he was saying. And there's a really great part where he's like, they turn to, so what do you think we should do about it, Reginald? And the monkey just goes like, and the monkey says, no, we can't just throw poo at them. And what he's saying is, I think we should poop and throw. And I was like, oh, he actually said that. They're not just being dumb. He actually said he would throw poop. So if you don't know at home, this is to poop in sign language. Now you know.
The more you know.
I love this show.
Poop and throw.
Yep. Oh my God. Okay, so next one we have so we already had once more unto the Joanne. Walk softly and carry a big Joanne asks. Are there any team ups you guys want to see in season 3?
Yes. I want to team up with Big Red.
Team up with Big Red?
I want to team up with Big Red. Okay. Ideally, hopefully, me and my dad can fix things, lost things over. But if not, team up with Big Red.
Okay. I have some ways that can happen in season 3. Absolutely.
Who knows? Maybe all 3. Yeah, no, definitely. I just remembered. I literally just shouted my soul out at Big Red about my father. So, yeah, I would definitely love for them to meet, see how that goes down.
That would be interesting. Before we go anywhere, you may not see their face, but we're going to be joined by a very, very fun and familiar, kitsune. Fee. Hello, Fee. Welcome to the Q&A.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
My love.
Hello.
We need a hero.
I'm on out for a hero till the end of the stream. He's gotta have ears, he's gotta have a tail, he's gotta be sick on the
beat.
Tambourine.
What is Shamsin?
There you go. Yes. Josephine, can you, I'm sorry, good Lord. Fee, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
There's that sweet melodious timbre I missed.
Absolutely. Due to technical difficulties, we may not be able to see them, but we can definitely hear them, and it is awesome to have you for the Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm late. It's like, yeah. I'm like did not hear my alarm.
You're all
It's
good.
so early.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
Dude, don't even. It's like 6 a.m. I'm like, it's nice. It's a whole new day for me.
It's a new fee.
Well,
The
you caught us
future's looking
in the
cozy.
middle. Oh, super cozy. Well,
Cozy
you
dozy.
came in the middle of a great question. The question is, are there any team ups that you all want to see in season 3? Makai already said that they would love to see Big Red team up with Greta and possibly his dad, their dad, her dad, everyone's dad.
All the dads.
All the dads. So while you think about what team up you'd like to see, Fee, anyone else, what kind of team up would you like to see for season 3?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I personally want to. Okay, so this is reminding me of things I'm going to look up soon. Sinclair's library has a almanac that has teamwork feats that are actual mechanical stuff, which sound dope. That being said, I want the actual team up of Melee and Sarnai, like actually teaming up together with the Eidolons, because we haven't seen that. We've seen them fight each other, and one of them die a couple times. But
I'm not even sorry about it anymore.
Y'all are best bros at this point.
Yeah, our friendship has evolved where it was like, I'll kill you again, and they'll be like, you know what? I'd like that.
Joke's on you. I just haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
I feel like at this point we should get them like get a long shirt and just stuff them.
Alwyn makes them one.
Yeah. I would love to see a teacher team up, like just 2 teachers teaming up, like Professor Morrow and like, I don't know, somebody else that's quirky, like Pimpleback. I don't know. I feel like something really whack. I was like, give me that like really off canon, weird, like equivalent to the beach episode in anime, but just like weird like duos. That's what I'm craving.
Just teachers you would never expect hang out.
Or like, like, I don't know, we like, there's like, because we were dealing with time, suddenly time is reversed and we see them as little children. I would love to see what like Professor Moore looked like as like, I don't know, a 6-year-old just like walking around with this little accent. Would have been fucking amazing.
It's just a smaller skeleton.
Yes.
Well, wasn't this fucker a person before?
Yeah,
because that's how Geb works. So that means if they were like a child, they would have been like a fleshy child,
So they've already been
like a
like
little
black
guy.
and white.
They'd be in rubber hose.
All the body
I
parts.
hate those fucking lawyers. Like one of those things.
Just like, hello, my name is Maro. I hate fucking lawyers. They are so mean to me and my friends.
Have you played Little Miss? Do you guys know what Little Miss Fortune is? The video game. It's a point and click game. It's super, super fun. It's also really, really sad. So but like it's super fun because the main character, she literally just sounds like she just kind of talks like this a little bit, sparkle, like that, she'll be like, it's sad forever, like she'll say shit like that, and then she'll also be like, watch where you're fucking going, like that's how I think Maro would sound like. I highly recommend you look up Little Miss Fortune. It's very, very fun, very, very dark though, when you realize that it's a whole child.
Just a whole wee little baby.
Yeah, it's a very unlucky child. Hence why her name is Little Miss Fortune.
Just a poor little baby.
She's just a little girl trying to make things fabulous with glitter, pocket glitter.
Speaking of team ups and speaking of Saranai and Melee, not only do I want to see their Eidolons work together, can we get them to fuse? Is that a thing? Can it be a thing? We're basically an anime campaign. Fusion's
are we gonna Steven Universe this shit? Let's Steven Universe.
Steven Universe. We're gonna Dragon Ball Z.
Parthenax. That would be dope.
That would be great.
That would be like fucking some Megazord shit.
I mean, that's up to
Oh.
Sarnai if they want to have Parthenax and Naga fuse. But now I'm thinking in my head, like, hey, you know what? This is TTRPGs. We can make up whatever the fuck we want.
Buckets.
So if we want to, and we have a reason to, let's go.
Yeah,
BRB
they're
making
just
fusion
constructs
rolls.
made out of pure mana, man.
Patara.
They
We
are
give them
just-
Patara.
They would
Tara earrings.
just they would just slowly become like a Tiamat kind of figure, huh? Like when you think about it, because
Yeah,
they're two
kinda.
different types of dragons and they're different colors as well.
That would be so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely see that.
I mean, like I guess it depends on like what the scenario is, and then I'd be pretty down.
Yeah, and like I said,
It's-
it's when we want to, if we want to, because a summon, an Eidolon may be like a collection of like energy, but like at the same time, it's also a character's extension. So my thought is, if and then when we want to do that, okay, cool, we'll figure it out after that.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely something to think about because there's so many different ways to interpret an Eidolon. Like in one game, it's straight up a pet. It's just a jacked pet. It's not even like a regular pet. You can't even categorize it anymore. It's like it's hot and cold blooded,
Fair.
And then
It's
in
yes and
another
it's no.
one, it's a child, like it's a baby, right? So it's like okay, then that's different. And then in this one, Naga is somewhere in between an emotional support animal and your imaginary friend, and then a really like a piece, I guess a piece of Sarnai makes sense. So like it's like
One
Naga
piece.
is a very different entity from like the other summoners
Oh, if you
that I
just-
play with their Eidolons, because again I have super dog and then I have a literal child.
Super
I-
fair. And I
I-
wasn't suggesting that they like be fused permanently. I was thinking like, oh, like the scene that was playing in my mind, you two are like battling someone, we're all knocked to shit, and everyone's just like, well, we
No,
can try
I-
this thing.
yeah, no, I thought of it like a Dragon Ball fusion, like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean that's I'm real glad you said about like kind of how you viewed at least your connection with Naga, because like Remy Mordio definitely came from as a teacher, I wanted to show a difference of opinion between like what the education was about summoners and what summoning can be. Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's why I really like this show.
Mhm.
We all get
You
to
know-
expel
Yeah.
our magical philosophy.
Yeah, I had an epiphany about evocation. I was like, evocation is just physics on crack.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like, oh yeah, energy. Energy is all around us. You're like, no, fuck the force. Energy. That's all evocation is. It's just a manipulation and ethereal like interjection of energy in some capacity. And speaking of which, I saw Joanne was saying in the chat, like, I want to see the dragon teacher work with Order of the Kiss. And I'm like, that would be fun, I think. Also, Aubrey, what team up do you want to see?
God, I was trying to think. Can I say a villain team up?
Do it.
No,
Yes, please.
absolutely
Yes.
not.
Yes,
Put
you
that
may.
pin down, PJ.
I want
Hang
full
on.
details. What do we want for this villain team up, please?
Because I was like, okay, what other surviving villains do we have? And I was like, what villain can my dad team up with?
Oh no.
Ooh.
I guess
That's a
Heroes
good
Dad?
one.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Revenge of the
don't-
Dads.
God, I have no idea
not
if Hero's
terrible guy.
dad would be able to stand Aurora's dad.
I'm
No,
not sure
like,
Aurora's dad
because
would be able to
Heroes-
stand Hero's dad.
No, Hero's dad is actually rather respectable when you just compare. Like if you were gonna
Mhm.
go put them both of them in a room, he's fucking quiet. Okay, like he just has a whole
Okay, but,
my
like,
entire arm up his ass. But like
here-
Aurora's dad is a pompous little bitch too, with a ridiculous voice. Like I feel
Okay,
like
but,
Hero's dad is like
Mhm.
you breathe in my direction.
Yeah, okay, but like
That's
that
also racist,
divorced
or-
couple energy, I'm here for it. I can see it happening.
All I'm
I
saying is he would have to if he has bare minimum patience for his own son. I'm gonna be shocked and appalled if he has
Okay, but his
patience
son
for
doesn't bone
Aurora's
him.
father.
Okay.
What? Hang
Ew,
on.
no,
What?
I never thought of that kind of team up. That's the last thing you want.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I
I
want.
feel like in a divorced couple, there's always some underlining tension, and we can play with that, and it will be great. It doesn't have to be strictly sexual. I'm just saying, it do be there.
I
It's
just
the
feel
acting.
Have Hero's dad team up with Sarnai's dad.
No, that's a team up.
Okay,
Hang
Oh
on.
fuck yeah!
Hang on.
no, that's
that's
regime.
different. That's different. They would tolerate each other a little too well.
Yeah,
They would get along
hang
like
on.
a
Do I
house on
ship
fire,
that?
and
Do I
everyone
ship
will
it?
get fucked at that point.
Like
It'd be
father,
so
like son, I
good.
see.
They have
mean-
to meet. No, that's the worst part. They have to meet eventually. They're in-laws.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Oh shit! My dad's gonna have a friend. Oh no,
There-
I've never. No, I don't.
Oh, wait,
I don't
now
know
it
how to
just
handle
whiplash.
that.
I
just witnessed.
100% high key envision it like in Parks and Rec when Ron Swanson meets the Ron from the other department, and they
Yes.
just spend like 15 minutes just not talking to one another. And Ron Swanson's like, "We sat down and spoke for like 30. We sat down for 30 minutes and didn't say one word. It was the best
love them.
conversation of my life." Like,
Okay, but like
that
then,
would be them.
Okay, but then Ron Swanson figures out that the other Ron is like a really odd vegan, and I feel like that would also
Yeah.
happen between both of them. Like they would just get to know each other a little bit too well, and they would like realize it was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Yeah,
now
I can see that too.
realizing that if we threw Grita's dad into the mix, we would just have the trio, but instead of being in love with each other, they would just kind of fucking hate each other.
This is very good. This is
It's-
this
see,
is
I
very
can
I'm
see
good
kind
the
of here
content.
for it.
No, I can see them hating each other, and I can also see them being like, this is Sarnai's room, this is Venechik's room, and this is Hero's dad's room when he visits on the weekend. And you see this?
Isn't that
That's
just your room?
And you see, if you turn to the right slightly, you'll see the garbage chute. That's where we keep Grita's dad. When he visits us on the weekend.
Look,
That's
look.
how I see it.
I know I have no time to
When does
write
my dad
this.
have so much time on the weekends? Like Jesus fuck.
That's the thing. He
Suddenly.
makes time, but not for you.
All of a
Never
sudden,
a singular letter from me, but like hangs out with my like fiance's dad. I don't know how I feel about that.
You get one letter. Your fiance's dad is really cool.
In
feel
true Wayward fashion, it's like, yeah, your dad never makes time for you, but he does for the other NPCs in the show. Mhm.
I feel like Hero will just get a letter and it's not even written by his dad. It's just like by one of the servants in like Sarnai's dad home, who's just like, I should let you know that your father's doing well. Him and he's been enjoying the cool weather. Anyways,
High key.
Cool chillaxian weather.
he extends his welcome to you, and like Hero will just be like, I sure hope so. My fiance lives there too. Like it will be great.
It'll
I'll,
be
like,
my house soon. What?
I'm now just envisioning the dads are like the King of the Hill group, where they're all just sitting in front of Sarnai's house.
Yes.
with
This
a
is what
beer,
I'm here for.
except Hero's dad has a wine glass.
Yep. And Grita's mom is the one bringing all the alcohol for the fence. There's like she just puts it down and gets out their alcohol and it's like, yes, affirmative. Mm-hmm. And they just go through that cycle.
And then Aldwin's dad shows up. It's like, I brought cookies.
Yes. Oh,
He's the
my
spill.
he's the bill. Except with a wife and doing much better. So there's two things. One, I want to say is I know I don't have the time to write it, but now this is inspiring me to make a one shot where you all play as your parents in one last ditch effort to save their kids, kind of like Daddies in Dungeons kind of was.
Love that.
And also, Aubrey, to your point, someone for your dad to work together with. Somewhere across the sea, out in the world, there is a Mr. Worldwide.
I mean,
That makes way more. That makes
Stop,
so
you
much
do
more
not.
sense. No. That makes so much more sense because while Hero is collecting all these other spirits that Mr. Worldwide just fucking offed apparently, right, and putting it all in one place, the fucking Mr. Worldwide and Aurora's dad. They're like shaking hands. And they're like, perhaps we could just kill all of them. You know?
Mr. Worldwide is just the best bounty hunter ever.
He's the true king of the underworld.
And then Mr. Doyle's got infinite money, apparently.
Yeah. Because I'm just trying to think of any other villain that's still alive. The only one else I can think of is the Lictor. I mean,
Or that-
also,
that would make a lot of sense because I was like,
three-way
I was
team
thinking, like you'd probably work really well with the Hell Knights.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
So
lictor makes sense, especially since I really don't think Mr. Doyle cares about people, period, unless they are themselves. So it's sort of like have you seen that meme where it was like if I follow you, I leave my country and I love my country. It's like my country is very dear to me. And then the guy goes, dearer than I. He goes, no, not dearer than you. That's them. That's the Lictor and Mr. Doyle.
Oh god, yeah, Cresswell will be like, dearer than my magic and science? Never. But it could be.
Could be for the hot Chilaxian sun.
Because I definitely want Aurora to have an actual, now that she's like more confident and powerful. Yeah, I want that. I want her to like actually face down her dad.
Please.
I don't want to spoil anything.
In a sort of a situation that she is choosing to do this.
Absolutely. So when you say she's choosing to do this, what do you envision with that?
I mean, it's yet again, it is like something is like the way everything happened in season 1 is not exactly something that she chose to do. It was something that happened because of everything. If anything, all she wanted to do was appease him, send him away, and then not have to deal with him. So this would be it is the choice to step up and fight him, stand up for herself kind of thing, rather than where she was in season 1.
Okay.
Because the thing that happened in season 1 was something I didn't actually think was going to happen until like season 3. Because I wanted that building of confidence before she finally stood up to her dad.
Super fair. And honestly,
true.
It'll be well deserved. It'll taste even sweeter.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I know that unless they die on camera, no NPC is done and no NPC is safe. So
then
there
I mean,
might be
also at the same time we live in a world where resurrection exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also that like as long as they're a high enough level caster with the right spell list, that like death doesn't exist unless you want it to. Like if you choose to.
Or unless Pharasma's like, no, fuck you in particular.
Yeah. It's like you keep dodging me. I'm tired of your shit. You're mine now.
You're done. Not You're done.
So we got a lot of team ups. Scoots, did we get your team up? Did we get that choice?
Yeah, we did. It was Sarnai's dad and
they started
the whole dad
argument.
thing. It was a
Oh,
dad
They
thing.
were the
That's
original. They were
okay.
the first
Dad.
dad.
You're welcome.
Dads on dads.
You know
on
who
dads.
Aurora's dad is now? Fucking
Dr.
the
Frankenstein.
divination teacher.
Oh, Tyrell. Yeah, Tyrell,
Yeah.
I feel like is low-key dad right now.
Yeah.
That is the
100%,
closest you got.
Adopted
That
dad.
is your
He's
your new
literally
dad.
Found
he
dad.
is literally funding your ability to live where you're at right now. Like, yeah.
I mean, he's more of just like, yes, I am academic advisor for this person. Doesn't fit the bill, but school does. But yeah, it is the reason why.
If he didn't vouch for you, you would
Yeah.
have quite the bill and been kicked out.
Yeah.
That's a very
So
expensive bill.
he's done a lot.
big
He's
bill.
done a lot more than your dad has. With I would say unconditionally. Your dad was with a
Absolutely.
condition.
Did at least twice the amount in half the time.
Dude,
That's a
your
man.
dad was all about conditions, if I recall. He
Yeah.
says, knowing full well he played that character his goddamn self. But yeah, no, like But then again, like the way you described like your dad to me, like his studies and everything he worked for, I was like, yeah, no, like it must really suck to be Aurora to live in such like a conditional relationship with someone who's like only saw you as a project and not a person.
And she's an elf, so that was 100 years.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Just keeps twisting the knife.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is we're gonna ask what the question is, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna present what the question is, and then we're gonna go on break, and then we're gonna come back and ask this question. There's only a few more questions left on this list. So if you're in the chat and you have any questions, please put it out there, highlight them, whatever, and we'll have plenty of time to get to those too. But so the last one before we go on break. This comes from Waffle Maple Syrup. I love them. They ask, this is a great one, from which FromSoft game would your character survive best in? So like I'm guessing like Bloodborne and Demon Souls, Dark Souls,
Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Dark Souls,
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, the whole thing. Yeah, so that's gonna exactly Elden Ring and all that. So we're gonna go take a 10-minute break, and when we come back, we will see which character can dodge and roll and whack and fuck better than anyone else can. You know, out of context, whack fuck doesn't make sense in that sentence. I'll explain that when we come back in 10 minutes.
Hang on, whack fuck. That's a One Piece character.
And we're back.
So anyway, that's how Whackfuck saved all of the East Blue. What were you saying, Peter?
Yeah.
Wow.
I learn so much every day.
I don't.
You're welcome.
You don't. So
I like how you said that weekly.
Well, that I learn so much every day.
Yeah,
Weekly,
you said it
every
with you said no, you said it like it weekly, like in a weak voice. You're like, hello.
So much everything.
I learn. That doesn't mean I want to know, but I do. I know. So thank you so much. This is the Q&A. We are making our way downtown, moving fast. Questions passed, and we're homebound. And the question, and I need you. And the question that we are on right now comes from Waffles. And the question is, what from software game would your character excel in? Well, let me make sure is it excel in? Would survive best in. So not excelling, just survive the best.
I do just want to point out, I'm on giantbomb.com and looked up all of FromSoft's titles. Apparently for the PSP, they made Monster Hunter Diary, Poka Poka Eru Village G.
Yep.
Where you play as a bunch of chibi cats in the Monster Hunter world.
I'm seeing that as well.
The Monster Hunter world is now FromSoft canon. Just saying.
Well, that's terrifying.
That one, I picked that one. I don't even have a character. I picked that one.
JD spoken, everyone.
Understandable. Have fun with Gwendol.
Oh, that's my that I'd want.
Oh yeah. Your OC and Gwendol just with the like little cat children and killing big monsters.
Yes.
Could see that. Dusty, what do you think Alduin would survive best in?
I'm gonna say Elden Ring, because Alduin would immediately make friends with Alexander the Great Jar, and they would flex with each other. And Alexander would throw Alduin like a fastball, and Alduin with the axe would take down Radon easily.
Delicious.
I could see that. I could definitely. And also the grafted one with all those arms and you with just this axe. Oh, it's like Christmas.
They ain't shit. They ain't shit. Alduin's the Elden Lord now.
What's up? Aubrey, which FromSoft game do you think the softest girl would survive in?
Probably Bloodborne.
You know what? I could see it happening. Like,
it's like the inventor thing. She'd just be like, "Oh, I could make something for this."
Yeah, I could definitely see Aurora being a really powerful blood tinge build.
Mm-hmm.
Real fast, real deadly, slightly insane.
Yeah.
That's because my brain sees you as being like, oh, ooh, it's so dark and scary. I don't know. And then like one motherfucker pushes you too far, and next thing you know, you have this amazing invention that's just diabolical. You're just killing everything and just covered in blood, and you're like, I win. Like something like that.
I could just see you. I could just see them like going for your weapon. They finally break it, and you're like, "All right, bet." And then you just explode them.
Hockey. Sarnai. From Software.
Let's be realistic. That all of them, because if we haven't seen what Sarnai can do naturally, I personally believe that Sarnai would actually just be a really strong, hard to beat boss in a From Software game. They can summon shit, so there's already like you're fighting him, like
he's got ads,
or you're fighting like the familiars. I think it would be like the monkey from Sekiro, where you kill him once and then they just sit back up. Okay, like you're like, wait a minute, right? Like so, honest to God, the way Sarnai is being so fucking like they would just be one of those insane mage builds where it's like from Dark Souls and whatnot. I've seen insane Elden Ring builds as well, where it's just like it's gonna take a hot second, but it's an excessive amount of power. And you just wait. That's it. I've also seen Elden Ring's one where the summons do all the fighting. And if that isn't Sarnai already, like I just you know what I mean?
Aki, consider though. Sekiro, shadows die twice.
Because you're full of shadows.
That's right.
Oh my
shadows
God.
die twice.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can spin this. The best way to put it is I do think Sarnai is an accidental From Software boss. And he could fit in any of the major categories if I'm being 100%
just with the battle music going on behind Sarnai, you just see the little pupper. And then like, oh, we're fine. And all of a sudden Naga appears.
Exactly. No, okay, here. Just visualize with me. Dark Souls. Sarnai in a Hell Knight armor.
Yep.
Done. Bloodborne. Whatever the fuck Naga is. Whatever the fuck Lala is. And then Sarnai for me gives oh goodness, Lady Maria vibes, in which they had like 3 different versions to fight in one go, because you just get the health bar,
clock tower,
right? Exactly. That's how I see it. Okay. And then what? Elden Ring? I don't even gotta fucking talk about Elden Ring. That bitch was made for Elden Ring. Like, okay, Elden. You get a mount. you summon things.
Yeah, true.
Sarnai was made for Elden Ring. Sekiro, wrong build. Asian, but like it'll still work. There's like literally just I think he just fits everywhere.
Armored Core.
Armored Core,
that's a From Software game too.
It is a From Armored Core under a different aesthetic, but Eidolons, it's a first class thing. Summoners can actually fuse into their Eidolons. So technically, all I have to say is Naga now looks like a beefed up, full of metal mecha.
In Pathfinder First Edition, they had an archetype called the Synergist, where the summoner could then like merge into or with their summon, and this became so broken and OP that it was banned at all Pathfinder Society tables. And it came with a heavy, maybe you shouldn't allow it at your table for home games. And when they released the summoner like a year or two ago, I was like, is the Synergist back? And I could tell they tried to do something similar, I think, like late game, but it wasn't the same because it got really OP.
Yeah, no. So early game, you can fuse. If you take this class feat, you can fuse with your Eidolon, so you become one entity. You will look like your Eidolon. I believe you already share stats, but then you'll take your Eidolons, attack stats and all those extra bonuses. But like now it's like it works the same way where how Naga and I shared health, right?
Mm.
The only difference is you have one target to attack now, and it's just us fused. So like it, and there's other things to stack on afterwards. But can you just imagine if I took that with Naga right now?
Yeah, that'd be.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, with
it.
all with attacks of opportunity and everything, because you get all of that shit too, motherfuckers.
Nice.
I'm just saying I could do it right now.
Well, and it's our great benefit that you don't, because that would just be OP as fuck.
It'd be a lot. That'd be a lot.
Lots of health too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fee, what game would Hiro survive the best in?
I have the same answer as Aki, but for different reasons. And I believe that Hiro is one of those NPCs where they just always seem to show up in the moment where you like least suspect them. And somehow they survive this insane, crazy world. But looking at them, you would not think that they would even survive even like an hour in whatever the fuck is happening around them. So same answer. I think he would survive in all of them, but it's not explainable, and he's just in the background doing his thing. Like I'm pretty sure he's like one of those like NPCs that like strums his little guitar, and then you like have to talk to him, and he's just like, ah, yes, maidenless. Like I don't like, he will just be there always. Like it will almost be comforting.
Friend,
like, oh my God, this one NPC that is there, but like, yeah.
So, Floofy the Potato put in the chat, all I want to do is see you turn into a giant dragon. A giant dragon. To the tune of Giant Woman from Steven Universe.
I'm letting you know.
He's the one who can see a giant dragon.
There's literally so many different ways for Sarnite to turn into a giant dragon. And then there is also one at a much higher level where I can just make 2 Nagas. So like, don't worry about it. It's humming.
2 Nagas for the price of 1?
Literally, yeah. It's me and my bestie, same stats and everything. It's just we just copy. It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
I love summoners.
Don't talk to me, my daughter, my son, or my daughter's clone ever again.
And Joanna puts for Aubrey, click clack, it's time for the Owl King to fucking obliterate.
What about
the Owl
Rhythm?
King? Just is like the wolves of Yharnam, you know, like
Yeah.
the big one, not the cleric beast, but the ones fucking right outside the cleric beast slayer. Like there's 2 of them, and you're like,
do I really want to go?
Guess I'll die. Guess I'll die. And there's just
really
like
the place I should be.
I cheesed the fuck out of that. I hid in a building, and then they got stuck in the doorway, and I was like, in the doorway because it's 2 of them.
That's a much better idea than what I did. I just
Do
got
we
good like
get-
a fucking idiot.
I just got good I just got good like you're supposed to, posers.
Just got good like a scrub.
So that being said, do we hear what game Greta would be good at for from software?
No, we did not. I do have a multi-pronged answer for this as well, because I took this question one of 2 ways. I feel like if we were talking about the one that they would do the best in, probably Dark Souls 3. Just for mechanically, that game tends to favor the knight class more, and that's not intentionally, but it is kind of how I built out Greta. Strong shield arm, nice clean swings, a little bit of holy magic to get me back on my feet, plenty of heals. I mean, like, you know, my rights are basically just Nessus Flask. Like, come on, it's right there. The one I feel like they would have the most fun in would probably be Dark Souls 1. And I'm talking OG Dark Souls 1, if not even Demon Souls, just for the pure challenge factor of how like unbalanced everything was, because it was their first time trying anything like this, and how just fuck you, we're just gonna shove you off a ledge and you're gonna come back and you're gonna try it again. That's heaven. That is Hollowed. Nah, Gritter's just like, I get to try this again, let's go. Blight Town, diving in.
Actually, like, I was also going to, like, I also immediately assumed Greta being Dark Souls vibes. Like, it works very well. play style wise, actually. No wonder you tumbling through bitches. Oh.
Yeah.
No wonder you short, bitches.
He's short. Like Grita's fighting style is very erratic. It's very clear she's never been formally trained a day in her life, but the bitch knows how to swing a sword and knows how to put the shield where it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's so hot of you. Thank you.
It's so hot of you. I love that. I love that for you.
Wow.
All right. Oh, good. They're back. All right. So now some of you may not know this, but our favorite TD, the Forgotten Cuttlefish, technically speaking, has an OC in the world of Wayward Arcadium. It hasn't come up. We really haven't had like any space or room, but we just talked. I just shot the shit as people. And last I checked, they had, and please correct me, Scoots, if I'm wrong. But last we checked, it was a Beastkin bunny person rogue.
Yep.
So this is all theory. This is all just spitballing and shit shooting. What would your OC survive at with completely no evidence to back this up?
Oh, sir, are we still talking the FromSoft thing, or did we move on to something else?
We're still in the FromSoft thing. Absolutely.
Okay, so I've never played any of the games. I have never played any of them, so I have no idea. Like, I have no frame of reference for anything, so.
Honestly, they sound like a crack ship of a Bloodborne boss or a Bloodborne character.
I was gonna say Sekiro, because rogues tend to. I mean, rogues from Pathfinder can deviate to a whole bunch of things, right? But like just on under assumption alone, and the fact that you were Beastkin, I would say Sekiro, because that. It feels more like you're going for the crits.
I always go for the crits. I love the crits. The crits are great.
We love them sweet crits.
Most of my characters that I play end up being glass cannons, shit ton of damage, very squishy.
Perfect choice.
Yeah. If I may answer for you.
Do it.
I see you as like a Bloodborne boss, because the thing about Bloodborne characters that you get too good at your job, you start to go beast mode, literally.
Yep. You know what?
So,
I agree.
Okay.
I would love to see them as like this massive, decrepit, evil, snarling were-rabbit.
Motherfucker, you just Gascoigne.
Yeah.
I have so much beef with Gascoigne, like you don't even know.
Yeah.
We need him go way back.
Father Gaspacho.
Oh God, as an Italian, some generation Italian American, who the fuck knows? Every time they're like, "Oh yes, good, go," and I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ."
Okay, so
yeah,
real quick, while we're still on Bloodborne and Father Gaspacho,
every time.
Does anyone remember Chowder?
Yes,
Rava.
Yep.
Yes, I love that.
And you remember Gaspacho from Chowder?
That's the guy with the big mustache, right?
Yeah, the big mustache, the tusks. He was a woolly mammoth. I'm not saying I commissioned my friend Critter to draw me Father Gaspacho, but if you give me till the end of the show, I can definitely find it for you.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna move on to the next question, which is brought to us by a Joanne in the hand is worth two in the bush, and it says, "Now that Draga bitch is dead, what do you think will be the next BBEG you guys have to face?"
Our own personal trauma.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't that this season?
No. There's still plenty of trauma.
No, this season just added more trauma onto the trauma pile.
Yep, you're right.
Yep, just the life of an adventurer.
I mean, after the dadening conversation, I think that's a very good thing. Also, I think confronting Mr. Worldwide would be both like amazing and terrifying.
Truly, I definitely feel like that's in game.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's gotta be like it's gotta be some like the Plank King from Critical Role, where it's like just this ridiculous monopolized pirate who's also kind of a baddie. Like I would be down for that. High key, like I want obviously it's gonna be someone new. So I really want someone new, but I also want someone new and highly thematic. Like Dragovich, we met season 1. bitch came back, okay. And like, was he thematic? Yeah, of course, because time shit, right? But still, like, we met him before. And then the lictor is Hell Knight BS, and we've been dealing with Hell Knight BS since season 1. So like, whatever, yeah. I just want a very out of pocket, not an out of pocket. Like, it's so fucking like it fits with the pirate, but they're like too much of a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like fighting 2 Jack Sparrows stuck in a trench coat, but like cooler, you know, like, or lamer. I'm okay with it being one ridiculous fucking Daffy Duck like in a pirate outfit also like fighting us is totally fine too. But like, I just want it to be so thematic that we would have never run into them if it weren't for the fact that we were on a boat this season, you know. That's the kind I want, where it's like it was just like, it's would have not known your existence, would have not had beef had you not gotten on a boat for a year.
And you never showed up to my neck of the
Yeah,
ocean.
I don't want any ties with no one. I want this bitch to just show up and be and take it personally that we are here.
Like,
you know, like,
by the
How
end
dare
of the
you
season,
be in
we're
this
just like,
season on this boat? I'm so mad at you.
literally
end
like
of
a
the season.
like a Scooby-Doo fucking villain. Like, I would have gotten away with it if you weren't for you meddling motherfuckers. You know, just
dirty kids.
that's the kind that I want, where it's just like this fucking easy. They're here. They're here. They're actually
It's them again.
shit. What the hell, you know?
Absolutely. Well, then let me ask Aubrey. Aubrey, what would you like to see as the villain? I think I might have to like rephrase the question. What would you like to see as the big bad evil person in season 3?
Probably the lictor.
The lictor. Oh, okay. Taking lots of notes from this Q&A.
Liquor. I barely know her.
So you want to see the lictor in season 3 while you're on the boats doing the pirate thing?
I mean, honestly, I don't even know what we're gonna be doing on this. I don't know what our overarching story of season 3 is, but there's the lictor. Then, like, once we're fully aware of it, it's kind of like that seems like a very important thing that we don't want to continue.
Valid and fair.
Yeah, I do kind of want to make sure he doesn't touch my friend. He's kind of, my friend.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Makai, who would you like to see be the big bad evil person of season 3? Let's put the lictor aside and think of a different character, because we already got lictor, which is a good option, and we got a mythical pirate king of some sort. What do you think?
This might be a little self-centered, but I think it'd be really interesting to see, and maybe not just. So I think it'd be really interesting to see. To go back to the dad thing, maybe Gritta's dad, maybe Hero's dad, maybe they're like throwing a cabal, like whatever. I don't know, but I just think it'd be interesting to see specifically either me or Hero, because me and Hero are a lot like our fathers, and either skill or personality wise, in these, in some key aspects. So it'd be very interesting to see an evil version, but more skilled version of us. So, and having to take that on.
Okay.
Our beards.
How about you, Dusty? What was that?
Our evil twin beards included.
Yeah, the little goatee from like Evil Spock back in the day.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, please.
That is another thing. I would love to fight evil versions of us, because the versions of us we fought were like, just kind of like, please don't fight us. We're trying to do a job. And you killed us. Okay.
Yeah, of course. You were in your prime. This was like 30 years in the future. You're sitting there living on mushroom spores and push-ups, and you're not really the same person. Dusty, who would you like to see as a potential BBEG for season 3?
I did already answer. I do have another answer, but we should hear Fees first.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yes. Fee, please tell me, who would you like to see as the BBEG for season 3?
A very good question. I would second. I feel like my real answer I can't give, but I kind of second Makai, and I would also, if that is not an option, I would probably also second Aki. Like, just like having an off season where like the big bad isn't really tied to like the main story, and it's kind of like a side season. That I feel like that could be fun, where it's like
some random hating ass nigga just coming in and being like, hey, y'all.
kind of, or like that like has to do with like more with like the season and where we're at, like since it is overseas, instead of having it being tied to the school, because we are kind of not at school. So I feel like that could be a really cool opportunity to just introduce also like the world and its politics and like the different like ins and outs of it, and like a villain that has to do with outside of the school, so we as characters are also confronted with like real life world consequences that go beyond just our school. Would be kind of cool. But then also, like, as I agree with, like, it would be really interesting to focus on Gridan heroes, also like background stories as well, since we haven't really dove into any of them. So that would be also really cool to explore, since we are leaving the school and like their background stories aren't necessarily tied to the school as much as like the others. So yeah, those things.
We're gonna say
beat up our dads.
We're gonna say Aki.
Oh no, I was gonna say agreed, but like what do you call it? This is technically just this season. Just from like my own assumptions. By this season, I mean season 3. It's technically one giant field trip assignment. And the field trip assignments were kind of there to show us what it's like outside as a hero. And so, like, I second that, why I want a villain that is completely outside the school, because that's what it's going to be like being an adventurer. And also it opens up the potential of having a villain that we don't kill. Because they like literally it could just be like, you guys showed up and now there's fucking Hell Knights in my waters. There's like shadow ninjas, a dragon cult. What the fuck, bro? Like and they're all tied to you. There's time distortions now. What the fuck? And some dude named Doyle. Just like chill, yo.
There's a man named Doyle.
Crestwell.
I'm sorry, I had to include. Like for example.
Absolutely. I'm just imagining someone going, there's some nerd, some dork named Cresswell Doyle, some locker goblin named Cresswell Doyle on my waters. What?
Okay.
Yeah, like that's how I like, where it's just like they have major beef with us because we're actively kind of fucking up their home. But like the potential of we don't have to actually kill them. Maybe we like kick their ass a little bit so that way we can have a conversation. Then they go, all right, just like leave.
Wait, hang on. Aki, are you advocating for us to have haters in game?
Oh, I'm such a hater.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm a big hater, babe.
That's like so proud of you.
It's literally my occupation. it's to hate people.
So on brand.
I was gonna bring this up later, but I know like in season 1, for a handful of episodes, we had this like small segment at the beginning called Aki, who we hating today.
Who we hating on?
And maybe we can discuss later about, kind of weighing back and forth if we want to bring back Aki, who we hate today.
Let's go. Let's hate things together.
Hate.
Really quickly, I do have one additional answer that I thought of after all this conversation. So I'm going to paint to you a scenario. We're at sea. We just survived a stormy, thunderous night. The sun starts to shine, and on the horizon, we see another ship, one that I've never seen before. And on the mast, not on the mast, but on the front of the ship, in golden letters, we just see the name of the ship, the One Piece.
Ooh. No.
Yes.
I would like to destroy the One Piece, please.
You think I won't kill my own heroes? Let's fucking do this.
And the funny thing is, I would love to stat the Straw Hats. I mean, like Zolo could easily be like a swashbuckler or a fighter. You got Luffy, who's clearly a monk. You got like, the chef. What's his name? Sanji.
That bitch also a monk.
He is
also a monk.
He's a monk.
He could also just be like a fighter as well, like if we needed that thing. But I think he's very.
Isn't there like a culinist? Isn't there like a cooking fighter in the second edition? Or am I thinking of first edition?
No, there's alchemists, but they're not really fighters. They're like mad scientists as a class, which is
Super
awesome.
fair, super fair.
Now, I don't know if I had a chance. I think we've asked everyone. Do we ask Scoots who you want to see as a potential villain, or who you'd like to see as a potential villain in season 3?
I don't know if it would be like season 3, but I feel like it would be a very cool end game one to have a possessed Cooney Marmor be the big bad evil guy.
No,
Because that would just be
no,
the
you take that
weirdest twist
back.
ever.
No, don't
I
you
said
put
it
that
would
in
be
the
interesting,
universe.
not that I wanted exactly per se. Maybe I don't
You
know.
put it out in the aether,
I
though.
Stop it!
did. I did let
Don't
God
you touch
know.
my
Oh, no.
cootie? Don't you touch my marmar?
Let's go to the next question. I'm so glad you guys love that morning announcements guy, because I was like,
Good.
man, they're gonna get annoying in this dude
So
real
corny.
fast.
I love
Cooney
him.
Marmor.
More like corny mommy. More like corny mommy. I love
Corny
him.
mommy.
I love me some corny mommy. All right,
I
don't
love
like
me
that.
some corny mommy. Put that on a t-shirt. I wear it.
please. Hey, Floof.
Okay, so let's see here. This comes from Purple Mouse. This next question comes from Purple Mouse. And the question is, what sort of big twist or surprise are you hoping to see in season 3? Now, I think we've kind of gotten this with like the villain stuff, but yeah, like if there's like another twist you'd love to see, yeah, let me know. He says as he takes out his notepad.
Okay,
Surprise!
hear me
I'm
out.
actually playing.
Surprise, I'm actually playing.
Hear me out. We find in like the last episode of season 3, we come up to a farm and we see just a man working on his farm with his young son, and he turns around. Oh, hello. He says, good to meet you. This is my son, Mateo. And it's fucking Dragovich just reset from the timeline after all the shenanigans. He's just living on a farm. And
And
he's
then we
just
burned
chilling.
down his farm.
Yes,
Kill
of course
both
we
of
do.
them.
Oh gosh, I love that. Just burn it all. We can't risk it. Burn it all.
Oh my god.
Game.
Just
a
shame.
Game.
Damn shame. I really want Dragovich to just keep coming back, but each time just in decreasing levels of threat.
Yes.
What were you saying, Dusty? I think you were saying something at one point.
No, that was me just like, oh no. Baldwin, 1,000-yard stare.
God, at that point, like what, level 10 Magus, if not more, like level 15 Magus, that's 7th level spells.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like,
he dead. He's 100%. Dragovich is dead. I don't care what form he's in. His
and
ass
this is
is
my
dead.
son, Mateo.
Explode. All dead. No more.
Yes. Anyone else? Any other twists like to see for season 3? Anyone? Fee, Aki, Aubrey, Dusty, Scoots?
I don't know what like twist it'll be, but just I'm gonna continue pulling on this fucking Starstone thread and seeing what happens. And I imagine it's gonna get very twisty. It's just a Pikachu gif. This is all very twisty.
Well, I mean, the Starstone is kind of a weird thing because like there's a lot of lore around it.
Mhm.
But there's nothing specifically about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like the Starstone is the reason why we have gods. Cool. How does it work? Shut the fuck up.
It works.
Like, that's a huge part of it. It's just shut the fuck up.
And I can understand Paizo not wanting to answer that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, other
Yeah.
potential surprise. Aubrey changes her class yet again. Or Aurora changes classes yet again.
We'll put that on the bingo card.
Yep. Put down the bingo card. We got a pegging reference. Aurora changes a class.
Yes.
I get
Did you
no.
get bingo this year?
If she loses magic again, it's just gonna be like fuck it, all inventions, no more magic, all inventions.
No more magic.
Oh
To the
my
mana waste
God.
I go.
To the mana waste. Yes. To Alkenstar I go to that campaign. That'll be the spinoff. Okay, cool. Anyone else with any other thoughts? And that's fine if you don't. Just thought I'd check and make sure everyone has a chance.
Aurora dies again, and this time a god straight up shows up and goes, "Stop it!
Hey,
some help.
Come on.
What do I need here? What
Aurora
do you
dies
need?"
and doesn't return.
Ooh, and then Barora shows up the next episode.
Your evil twin, Aurora. Barora Boyle.
Aurora Boyle.
Aurora
no.
Boyle.
I thought of one. Now that Aldwin's parents are here, I want to find out who knows them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's kind of cool.
So suddenly I find out that Sarnai's family has a grudge against their adventuring mom.
Well, actually, I do have a pirate mom, so we don't know what the beef would be.
True.
Oh, right, yeah.
Stepmom.
The mom's the adventurer. The dad is the simp.
Yes.
I
love
vote
that for
for Heroes Villain Era.
Ooh.
I look
Oh.
at that too. I look
That
at
actually-
too.
concerned.
That actually reminds me, I would love a plot twist of like Hero keeps having to do increasingly more and more sketchy shit, but then like the final episode's like, oh yeah, it's a chill plan. It's actually really good. We were all worried for nothing.
I mean,
That's kind of funny.
yeah, you do make a really good point because, like, last we left episode 19, Logan and Hiro are definitely making plans to fix the world and all that good stuff. So, I mean, you might be thrown into positions where you could decide how your villain arc could potentially go.
I am so down for it. I'm also down to Hero being the surprise big bad coming down the seasons.
Oh no.
I live for that. I live for that.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
If
I have a
New
really
World Order
big
does
twist.
not probably.
I just thought of a very big twist. All of our parents say that, except for
willing,
Aldwin's, say
but
that
he
they
will be.
are proud of us. Except for Aldwin's. Aldwin's parents say that they're not proud of them. But everyone else says that they're proud of us.
I just love that Olden's parents are like, why should we be proud of you? We don't know you. Like, what's up? It's like, we did all these great things. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
We don't
That's
even
right.
go here.
We don't even go here.
No, I mean
Who
like
are you?
like
God.
Aldwin's parents would look at Alden and just be like, "You're fine."
You're pretty all right.
Right?
Oh
Like
my
you're doing okay, could be better. And then
Aldwin,
like and
You're
then
our
like,
second
you know,
favorite son. Your only
yeah,
son.
exactly, right? And then everyone else's parents are like Hero's dad shows up and it's just like, "Son, I've never been more proud of you than I was for your entire life. That's right. This whole time I've been proud of you every single day. I just didn't know how to show it because I'm constipated, both emotionally and physically. You know, just like one of those things. Like, right. Doyle shows up and it's just like, hello, daughter. Remember like all the trauma I inflicted on you? Scratch that. I'm about to make it even better. Proud of you on paper. Like
Certificate, hang it up on the wall. Doyle's
That's it.
proud.
Formed
Exactly.
triple
Every single parent that has issues goes, "I'm proud of you." And the one parents that technically are probably the best, being all ones are just like, what if we gave you issues? That's the
The
twist.
ultimate twist.
Mhm.
All right. Well, next up we have the last two questions from the chart here, and I've been taking some notes about questions I saw in the chat. So if I don't get to your questions, please highlight so I can see them again. But next up, we have the last two questions are both from Ultimate Columbo Respecter. I love that name. And the first question from them is, how many averting calamities does it take for the school to give our heroes a refund on tuition or pass from finals? And the answer to that is none. It's a school and it needs every ounce of money it can get because, dear God, have you seen how they pay their schools? And the last one, which I think will be more for everyone here, again, from Ultimate Columbo Respecter, for each player, if your player became a BBEG, what would their evil plan and goal be for a wonderful DM? And this one's spicy. For our wonderful DM, or GM in this case, if Gwendol became a BBEG, what would his evil plan and goal be?
It's a really good question since we were just talking about it.
Right? Yeah. Let's go to that. Fee, since you're the one that said you wanted to see a potential villain arc for Hero, and maybe he becomes the BBEG, let's start brainstorming. What would Hero's BBEG villain arc be?
New World Order.
I mean, I feel like I would just be spoiling. No, okay, I won't spoil his actual intention. I feel like his like I feel like his era would be started honestly with either actually I'm like thinking. I think it would start with a betrayal. I think if any of his friends betray him or try to kill him again, I think that would immediately plunge him into darkness and just be like, you know what, fuck this. Like, why am I trying to protect you guys when like when this is what I'm getting? I think that would break him a lot since he never really had people to trust or like a family, and now he has one. And seeing how they would behave the same way as like his sister or his father or his mother that we have not met yet, I think that would be too close to home, and I think that would do it. Or, you know, I don't know, you like take his grilled cheese from him. Like it's fickle. Hero has a fickle mind.
Okay, so we have like what would trigger it. We don't quite know what it is yet, but we know what the triggers would be. That's still good to know. Next up on the list, Dusty. What would be Alduin's BBEG arc? What would their goals be?
It would be just what Dracovish was doing, except Alden would succeed. Just they're turning back the time and then starting the cult way back when. Why? Who knows? Maybe they felt extra betrayed by Mateo. I don't know. Yeah, suddenly there's this new god of time putting everything they want into stasis or not.
I love it. Next up, Aki. What would be Sarnai's BBEG villain arc? What would their goals be?
Here's the fun thing. There's almost indefinitely no way that Sarnai can achieve a villain arc. If we're being 100% honest, there's someone who's vehemently like against a lot of general villainish evil ordeals. Like if you could kill some of the closest people to them and they will mourn and then they'll get over it, because that is they are somebody who moves on and they believe firmly in that. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, of course they're gonna want like a revenge or something like that, but the idea is you can't like hold that over them because they're so used to everything not being permanent. You know what I mean? So it's like that concept gone. And this goes for the whole fucking party too, including their partners. It's like, we're gonna mourn, we're gonna get revenge, and then when we're done, I'm going to respectfully move on and keep you in my memory, because that's where you like that's what you should do, right? So I think it's going to be an accident if Sarnai has a BBEG moment. I think it's going to be an accident because the one thing that Sarnai has done so far is kill people accidentally, and so I think it's actually going to be a fucking accident. I think it'll be like the highest level fireball, and I actually use the sun, and there goes half of Galeria. Like,
no, that's a really good question, because like my thought was like, oh, what is it? I forgot the term, like white hat villain, or the idea of like, the cowboys have like the white hats and the black hats. It's like if they wear a black hat, they're evil, and it's a stupid old white trope. But would it be possible? Do you think it's possible to be so striving for law and order, like a Hell Knight would or whatever, that you could go a little too deep in that route for Sarnai specifically?
I don't know, because Sarnai's law and order comes from it comes from them needing order and stability in their life. Like order and stability, as in that's what they grew up with, that kind of routine, and now it's like a safe thing for them. But two, their specific order is to beat the shit out of people in power who abuse it. So if anything, if that were to go too far, then that means it would just be one Pangea community populace. There would be no head, right? If we had to turn
So
it
no
to the
hand.
extreme, because then afterwards the only person in power would be them, and then they'd have to take themselves out. Do you understand where I'm going with it? Like, just based on that sole ideal. And he's only in it for one specific thing: to legally be able to kick the crap out of lawyers. That's it. Like that's it. He just wants to be able to legally beat the shit out of the lictor and then maybe get paid for it. Like, that's really it. Like, afterwards, he probably just drop it as a whole. He's only
fair.
there because he was like told to for now. And then once he gets strong enough, he can probably leave on his own. So I truly think the real correct way to do it, like a bad thing, like a BBEG thing for Sarnai, is that it has to be an accident. It has to be an accident. This bitch is actively overpowered and cannot stop being overpowered, if we're being like with the spells and all that kind of stuff that they do. So just actively, I think it has to be an accident.
Okay.
Or we just follow hero, ride or die, haha. But like, then I wouldn't be the big bad evil guy. I would be the psychic that's
dragon.
madly in love with the fucking villain. So, and that's the trope we like.
We love that
We
shit.
love a good
We ship
dragon,
them. We
huh?
want them together.
I vote for that trope. I like
Yeah,
it.
literally. I
So
don't
good.
see. I really can't like picture a villain
Yeah.
arc for Sarnai at all.
And that's entirely fair. I do believe that, like, not only is it entirely plausible, but it's needed to have people that are, at least characters, that are removed from the potentiality of evil. Like Samwise, the Ring was like, I could give you a garden with roses and potatoes. And Sam's like, fuck you, you're the Ring and you suck. It's like, yes, no, sometimes some people are either so good or so stupid, they just
Yeah.
can't be evil unless it's an
Yeah.
oopsie daisy thing.
It's not even that. I truly believe Sarnai just couldn't be bothered.
Evil is a lot of work.
also,
Some people are too
yeah.
lazy.
Sarnai's
Villainy
busy.
takes a lot of effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, he's bitch can't even be too good. They're busy. They have like two separate but also their own bloodlines to take care of, and their family lines and stuff. They really don't care. They really couldn't give like 10 fucks. Like, they're not really, I don't see them as overly heroic at all, because they're incredibly selfish with their motivations.
Yeah.
But like, also, like, I don't see them ever becoming too evil, because they're just like, okay, like their entire upbringing is to be selfless, but also like to a degree. It's very nuanced, which is what I want with Sarnai, because technically another evil path would just be him being a capitalist, and that's very easy.
Very easy. I mean,
That's
yeah, you
very
got the
easy.
connections.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, Grita. I don't know if we got Grita's BBEG yet. What would yours be?
I have two ideas because my brain don't stop working ever. The less severe of the two would probably be, especially if Grita, or not Grita, especially if Hero or Saranai not even were to die, but were to be taken from Grita. Grita would, and really anyone of the group, but especially these two, Grita wouldn't stop at anything, let anything stop her from trying to get you back. And that could very easily be manipulated into its own form of villainy. But another thing I thought of is that a core element of Grita's whole reason she does what she does is fighting isn't her job. Fighting's her hobby. She likes to get into fights because she enjoys testing herself. She enjoys pushing and seeing what her body can do and bringing that out in other people. For her, it's really more about, hey, what can I do? What can this person do? What can I learn from them? What can I teach them? It's a whole thing. The fact that, either of them could die, either one, just proves that you should take it as seriously as possible, but they're not here for the violence. But if we were to flip that, if they were to look at everything that's going on and be like, oh, this is good. This is what I'm here for. This is the stuff. I could do something with this. Then I imagine that there would be no school. There would be no Saranai here. There would not be tied down to this one location. They would just be traveling from battlefield to battlefield, from country to country, challenging any and everyone that even remotely looks strong. Whether it be a formal challenge, whether it be just sneaking up on them and sleeping them right on the spot. Greater Deep Stone Basin would not be the person they are today. They wouldn't even be grit and determination. They would just be the vessel.
So kind of like that anime. What's I'm looking for? Bishonen? Shonen? That kind of like action anime
warrior
villain. Yeah, the one who's like, I want to fight the hero because they're stronger than me, and I want to like test myself and grow from combat.
I'm going to manipulate you into becoming stronger. I'm going to beat your ass once, and then I'm going to show up every 3 months and make your life worse so you get stronger.
Oh God, you're Yujiro Hanma. You're Baki's dad.
I was gonna say this is really the fucking plot of Baki. Like, let's go. I'm here for that shit.
I kind of low key felt like when I made melee powers and his dad maximum powers, I kind of base it off of like general 80s, like what would make a bully. But then I also like, I know some dudes who are like stunt guys whose parents are toxic as fuck. And I also thought Baki, melee, maximum powers, his dad is Yojiro Hanma. Like that trope
100%.
Works so
that's
well.
Hilarious because that's how I pictured
that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking of Yojiro Hanma as well.
Yeah, take like Yojiro Hanma and like Conan the Barbarian and like make him kiss.
That's
hang on in a second.
That's the worst part is I think that dude would do it to inflict mental damage.
Hey Floof.
Hey Floof, don't fan art that. But Aubrey, what would be, and I think this is the big one. I think this is the one, this is the sleeper y'all not gonna see coming. That's my money. Aubrey, what is Aurora's BBEG villain arc and what would their goals be?
So earlier in the season, it would be definitely joining a hag coven and being a night hag.
I hate it.
So essentially the same thing her mother was trying.
She becomes
now
her mother, but she
it's
takes
probably some form of mad scientry.
Oh God, Aurora
inventions.
becomes Dr. Wily.
Oh, it's more of she becomes Dr. Doom.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100% Dr. Doom for Aurora.
Aurora toots as she pleases.
I kind of want to see that. Not gonna lie, like you overthrow your dad and then you take over his magical like workshop and you go, you know, he was onto something. And next thing you know, Taldor all belongs to Aurora. You know, Madam Destruction or whatever you call yourself, and there you go. Okay, I high key love that. But again, I'm a huge comic book fan. So the minute you were like fair. Dr. Doom, I was like, that's the fucking way we go. Yes.
Yeah. Got Aubrey as Dr. Doom. We got Aki as Lex Luthor.
Oh my God.
Because I think really the Starstone is like the good path that she goes on, and you know the Dr. Doom is the bad path. I guess Sarnai's gonna shave their head.
Yes, 100%. So what I'm hearing is I need to start putting a mad scientist bent on like narcissistic global domination in Aurora's life, and then just start giving you that pull, that give and take pull of like the Starstone could be any positive thing Aurora could land into. She could land to a coven of a whole new bunch of witches, basically be goddess, a godhood of her own, or maybe you make the world decide that they were wrong for how they treated you for all these years. Maybe that's what you do.
Either that or I'm just one random Spider-Man villain.
Telescoping woman, look at me go.
I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
No, okay, listen. No, okay. Like that shit was cool enough, but I'm actually here for the one random Spider-Man villain, okay? And I'm not talking about like a low rent Spider-Man villain or anything, or
I'm like one of the members of the Sinister Six.
Yeah, no. That's what I was gonna say. You're like definitely that vibes. I like that vibes a lot for Aurora, for the sole reason of my favorite villains are the ones that are like, here's all of my degrees. Here's all of my, like I said, but I was poor, or I had too
I just
much
can't
money.
get funding.
And then
so I became criminal.
here's my one issue. And I took that issue and I made it my whole life. And now my issue will be your issue. And like that, I love that shit. I love that shit so much because it's very campy. And Aurora can be very campy, right? This bitch is a vampire with a star pattern and a cat owl, like, and a staff. Like that's already like a fucking evil Zatanna going on, except like, rather than all the powers of the cosmic universe and then some, you're more like, I stay in my lane.
I'm not gonna lie. Zatanna is a boss bitch and can get it. She is basically stronger than a god. And two, that everything you just said, Aki, is 100% a Halloween witch lo-fi picture thumbnail on YouTube, and I'm here for it. I kind of want to see that.
Hear this shit. Okay, Pebbles, right? Is like this cat owl thing right now, right?
Yeah.
Hear this shit out. Aurora just makes a small army of like automaton pebbles.
Wait, hang on.
Ooh,
and that's how she takes over. It's like her villain arc. They took the Star Stone from her. It's just like, I want my fucking ring back, bitch.
Hang on. So hear me out.
I don't know what greater like evils and stuff like that the Starstone could be used for, but it's just the idea of you walking in with a big ass fucking staff and an army of mechanical automaton pebbles, while the real pebble just sits on your shoulder, very like Wizard of Oz with the flying monkeys, you know? But
yes.
Cooler.
Get them, my pretties.
Now, yeah.
So I do have a quick question about, because we were focusing on all of us. If you turn evil, does that mean Aurora, if you turn evil, does that mean Pebble is going to start giving you good advice? Does that mean he's going to be like, hey, you should like hug that guy. You should like tell him that you love him and that you care and that you want to see him have a good day.
Get on some water every day.
Are you sure you want to stab them, Mummy?
Mommy, have you had me water today?
Mommy, did you remember to take your vitamins? You're not the same without your vitamins.
Look, all I know is when Aubrey brought me her character, she was like, I want this bird to be like a bad influence.
The devil on her shoulder.
The devil on her shoulder. Exactly. In all of our Session 0 games, he kind of was. He was like, you should get really drunk and puke in the quad. And that was fine. And then for some weird reason, we go live and Pebble's like, you should stab that homeless person. And I'm like, PJ, where is this coming from, my guy?
Also, I find it funny that very much of the Session 0 games, Pebble sounded like Columbo, and then Pebble seemed to move to Chicago for the actual game. Sounded very New York for the first game, and then it seemed to move to Chicago for the second game.
Just Session 0 is like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then he goes to Chicago and he comes back. He's like, I've been to Chicago. I've seen some terrible things. Somebody stabbed him in the throat with his knife. Like, it's like, what happened to that poor little bird?
Southside happened.
Mother, you need to get 8 hours of sleep a night.
Mother, please. Your eyes look baggy and tired.
Mother, please. Have you invested in a Roth IRA yet?
Mother, we've been trying to contact you about your car insurance. About your car extended warranty.
Now, for the last one, the question is, what would Gwendel's villain arc be? My pitch is, do you want to hear me say it, or do you want Scoots to offer what Gwendel's villain arc would be?
Nope, you do it.
Okay.
I want Scoots to give us Gwendel's villain arc. I want you to give us Dragobitch's hero arc.
What, you want me to do Dragobitch's hero arc?
Yes, I want you to give us Dragobitch's unofficial hero arc. If he, instead of deciding to kill us off one by one, he was just like, hey, y'all gave me some weird time powers. Can you like teach me how to control them so I could like start helping my town?
Dragobitch also goes to school now.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is we're gonna get 2 what ifs. Me doing Dragovich as a hero, and Scoot's doing Gwendol as a villain, or am I doing both?
No, Scoot's doing Gwendol as a villain.
Oh, go Scoots. Do Gwendol as a villain. Go do it.
Because you're a part of the
no.
show and we love you. We want to hear your opinion.
I'm so sorry. Please, just 1 second. Please think of Dragovich being like, one of us goes, "How old are you?" And he's just like 17 for a while.
How long have you been 17?
I've been going
For
to
100
school,
years.
graduating for 100 years.
So
Just anyone like this,
now?
the skin of the killer.
This is the skin of a killer.
And then Aurora's like,
"It's
"Hey,
the
I have
skin
that
of a
cream."
wise man." Yes, but like,
I just feel like we need to once again point the mirror at all of society and say, you dumb fucks, you made that happen. You made Twilight a thing. That's on you.
Whose
Anyway,
idea was
so
this? Oh,
No,
Scoots.
it's just
No.
vampire propaganda.
Vampire
They're
propaganda.
spreading false information.
clearly, if I had to choose a villain arc for Gwendol, that's hard. The only thing I can think of is because again, his family hunts aberrants and other like outsiders. So the only thing I can think of is that he gets to a point where there's some way he can't do that job and he has to kind of Rambo himself. You know, like the movie Rambo's like First Blood and everything else like that. That's the closest I can think of to a villain arc for that sweet boy who just wants to make everyone have a happy, magical day. As for Dragovich as a hero, yeah, I'm kind of seeing like a clean slate situation where like he gets a weird time reset and comes back basically as Mateo, comes back as his childhood. And there's that opportunity kind of like with Apocalypse where he becomes a kid and people have to raise Evan, the rebooted Apocalypse, to be a good guy. And he's just like, "Hi, my name is like, I don't know, Mateo Dragovich or just Dragovich. And I want to like do good things. I have these time powers, and you know, it's kind of up to you all to figure out how you raise this potential time god with his time vampire powers to do the good that he wants to do." And then you get to instill the values in him. And then you kind of flash forward to the future where your horrible post-apocalyptic selves came from. And instead, it's thriving. And it's not entirely because of him, but he is working fervently to maintain that. So good guy Dragovich does good shit with time powers, helps the timeline.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
We put him in classes with Big Red. Beautiful.
Yes.
I actually about the future self stuff, because considering I'm the only one that was like, Sarnai was the only one that was canonically dead, and I didn't get a chance to ask how'd that happen?
That is a good question. Gosh, let me check my notes because I think you died fighting Godot by yourself in the future, and then your soul went into Hero's Eye that stores all the souls of the musicians and everyone else. His eye kind of became like this device that held all the lost souls, which is why when you like fucked up his eye patch and that giant like soul thing came out and killed him. Yeah, it was basically all the souls that Hero had been carrying, their stories, their songs, their lives. And Sarnai definitely died trying to kill Godot, failed, and then Hero carried their soul in his head.
That tracks.
That tracks.
Yeah.
I would love to play a one-shot in that universe. The broken timeline.
I'm sorry. I'm just now imagining Sarnai's soul having to deal with Jason Derulo
For
Oh,
eternity.
you don't understand how much beef I have now with Jason Derulo. It's personal. This motherfucker appears almost every day for me.
Yeah.
On like a regular basis, like his music.
We regret the
I
day.
don't even
we
actively listen to
we
him.
willed him into being.
Yeah, your phone heard like, "Oh, you want to see more Jason Derulo? Let me put that on YouTube for you." It's like, no, motherfucker. Let me ask this question. I'm going to step away for a bit. But Imperfect Regicide put in the chat a little while ago. They said, "Well, I only showed up for the last episode because a certain vampire got me into your Twitch stream. But my question would be if you all had any moments that were the spookiest for you, what were they, if any? So I'm just going to step away for a bit, but yeah, go ahead and answer that. What were your spookiest moments in season 2? Be right back.
Spookiest moments.
Spookiest moments. Hands down, the Halloween episode had me shook. Both me as like a person in the meat space of Earth. I was definitely feeling a little chills up and down my spines. I was having fun, man. I was not having fun. But as Greta being smack dab in like being smack dab in just a cult facility, not knowing what they worship, who they worship, what's going on, and having to juggle that and still be there for the people they care about and not be, like fighting the urge to just run. We were doing shit.
Yeah, I think the first time the castle showed up, like the spooky castle, was definitely like the what the fuck, because that was the first like spooky thing of the season, really.
Yeah, and that just showed up nowhere.
I mean, that happened early, right?
That happened right after Parents' Day. It was literally the episode after Parents' Day, because it pretty much went. Because that was still in the middle of Aurora's the worst week in the world.
It's like, oh yeah, the first time they showed up. Oh yeah, Alduin had a bad time too.
Yep, we all had a really bad week that week.
I'm trying to think, like, is it spooky like it creeped me out or spooked me out, or is it spooky like, woo, those were the vibes? Because then those are two entirely vibes. Because if it scared me, I would say maybe in the house where a creature or whatever, the ghost, the child, was doing a ridiculous amount of damage in one go. That was scary, because I have a lot of health, but like I don't have that much health, you know, and that bitch got me like once or twice, and it was really bad, and I was getting drained as well. So that was scary, as in like scary for my character, scary as a player. But in terms of spooky vibes, I'm actually pretty chill and content with the amount of spook in this season, simply because of we were dealing with vampires technically. So it comes with the territory, right?
Real shit.
It's spoopy.
It's spoopy.
Do we get all the spoopy out?
We got me, Sar, and I. Anyone else wanna?
I haven't really gotten spooked. I get spooked by jump scares.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that on an actual play.
Streams.
I went with more of like the spooky vibes, because the first time the castle showed up, that was definitely the whole, like, I don't think really anything spooky had happened this season yet, and it was just suddenly like, what is going on?
That's a good point. Yeah, there was definitely like a moments where that time bleed and things were kind of weird.
Even
jaunting.
like the very first time any of that happened, and like the end of the first episode where our future time cop selves showed up for the first time, and the moon got massive, and we're like, what the fuck
What's going on here?
Absolutely. Dusty, what was your spookiest moment?
I mean, it was definitely like the first time we showed up, the castle showed up. Because again, that was the biggest thing. I mean, that did also have all like the future crew, except for Alduin and then Star and I as well, but like Alduin for like obvious reasons. It was just bad vibes. It was it was just bad vibes. That the whole scene, just because like literally it was like Slayer's raining blood, was just in my head.
Ooh, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see
good.
that. Fee, what was your spookiest moment? Oh, I'm so sorry, Makai.
No, go for it.
Yeah. Fee, what was your spookiest moment?
I wish I could give you an answer, but I am legit so tired. I can not think. I think I think one of the spookier moments was honestly, I think the end of episode 1 in season 1, when like we were suddenly confronted with like an office that was like in disarray, and like was it a demon? Something was like really creepy, like lurking in the background, and like we were just like, I don't know if I want to turn around for this, and then we like slowly turn around and we're like, it was there. I'm not really sure what it was anymore, but I remember being like, yo, this is actually like, this is intense. Okay. So I feel like
it was a demon. It was a demon boo. And it was the ones that could like possess other students and live inside them. And it also, I'm pretty sure, smacked the shit out of you. Like you almost died. And that was like
could also
big,
be one of the reasons.
Yeah, that was a big jump start for heroes. Like, am I gonna die? How about I leave, y'all? How about I don't? I don't want to die, guys, because that's actually what started it.
Yeah, that then. But I remember as a player specifically being like, this is like intense. But I think that was one of the only moments. And then the other moments I think were when we were in Geb and we were trying to hide. I know it was like not really spooky, but it was really intense for about like 5 minutes. So that was also really cool. Shit. Yeah. That was also like, I guess that was more spooky for me as a player, because I was like, I'm sure we will like find something, but like it was more like, oh my god, this is like a chase, and like what will we find to like hide in, and then we found a fucking vampire. But like that was really cool too.
And that went perfectly fine.
Season 2 later. Makai, what was your spookiest moment?
I gave mine first. My spookiest moment, so that you could hear, PJ. Go watch the show. Just go watch it. And that goes for everyone at home. We watch it later. But no, my spookiest moment was the house, the Jalo house, specifically because for me, just horror movie inspiration, put me on chills, gave me chills, put me on edge. But for Greta, just being like, for one, smack dab in a cult situation, not a big fan, and then also being surrounded, like essentially not having to keep the group together, but essentially they had 2 people like pretty much pushing them like, hey, we need to do this is for a grade, like, and just having to swallow that, like, okay, I can't run, just got to power through, don't turn back, 1 foot in front of the other, this sucks. All right. But I will give it this, with all of the spookiness that we had this moment, at least for me personally, it really did push me to sort of check on everyone a bit more, try to put a bit more effort into the RP scenes. And I feel like that came across with everybody. We could all tell that everyone, at least character-wise, was mad stressed and probably about to break. So I feel like we got some really good scenes out of it.
Yeah, I think we did too. I know Aki couldn't be there for the second part of the haunted house when you all solved the curse of Giallo. Turns out you couldn't curse in front of Giallo, or couldn't curse in the house. But Aki, you might have said this while I was gone, but what was your spookiest moment in general?
Yeah, so spooky moments. For me, I just took it like literally like what scared me, and the answer is not much, but the first part that I was able to make of the Giallo house, where specifically I was taking a heaps amount of damage and conditions in like a matter of like 2 turns. I think I was drained 3 before we actually got to fight something. So like fight something isn't fight in a full proper encounter. So like that was like scary as player wise. So I was like, shit, what the fuck? One of those kind of vibes. Spooky vibes in general. This whole season was like spooky, solely because we dealt with a time vampire, and a vampire is part of the horror genre, and that's usually stuff is going to come with it. So like all in all, decent spookiness for the like spread wise throughout the entire season. I don't really have pinpointed stuff. I feel like the closest would have been the final fight, where I had to take care of children and fight as well, because I had to think of children and
Yeah.
Sarnai is very good with children, so they would put the kids first. But that is more of like a stressful situation, not a scary situation, because
Yeah.
yeah.
And also, I know that the two halfling kids did show up, but because I know that we kind of ended in a weird cliffhanger in a weird space in between things, but it was my intention to kind of say that the two kids were not in the fight at that point in time. I think even you said like, no, I put them somewhere safe away from
Yeah,
the
I
fight.
put them,
So that,
I put them away. Yeah, like because I can't even take them if I wanted to when I would teleport. So it would be like an obvious thing if shit's throwing at us. I just put them behind like a corner or something. My biggest issue was if I let like little Aldwin get hurt, like what's going to happen to the bigger one. Yeah, that was like my biggest worry. I kind of my head was like, fuck Mateo. I actually really only care about little Aldwin's safety because I don't know what will happen to bigger Aldwin. Just that was and turns out my intuition was correct. Oh, fuck Mateo.
All right. Well, we don't have a lot of time left, but I know we have, I think, one more question, and we'll use this to end the show. Let's see if I can find it. But what I'm looking for, I just want to say, Jibba Boyd, Joanna put this great thing in the chat, highlighted so I could see it. I think Gwendel's evil plan is just like a normal Gwendel plan, but he's wearing a twirly fake mustache the entire time. He's just too good and too pure to be truly evil to me.
Very good. Very
I like
true.
that plan
I agree.
best. Yes.
10
out of 10.
Okay, so
content.
Absolutely 10 out of 10. So the last question comes from Rick M, the GM. If I recall correctly, this is the person while you were in your first field exam in the sewer dungeon, made sure that you all fought an ooze and an ulag or an ulyag or whatever. Their question is,
Rick.
what is something all the PCs wanted to do but didn't get to do this season?
Peg.
I mean, that's going to be happening off camera. We're not going to, obviously, for all the reasons.
No, I sincerely mean that. With the amount of bullshit we had to deal with this year, I don't feel like Greta had any time to do anything.
I mean, to be fair, you all had a lot of time to do a lot of awesome stuff. It was just very specific to that narrative and other things. But you did some cool shit.
We did some cool shit. They gave us at least 3 months of recovery time to deal with the fucking trauma and the fallout.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But, life of adventurers, what you going to do?
Not Peg, apparently.
Peg your trauma away. That's what you do.
Peg your trauma away.
So in all seriousness, what's something you wanted your character to do that you didn't get to do? Let's start with Dusty. Dusty, what was something that you wanted Alden to do that you didn't get the chance to do this year?
Alden didn't get to go as hard on their alchemy baking. Save for like I took the feats and like the stuff and the recipes as we leveled up, but save for the earlier parts of the season where Alden walked in eating a sock, I didn't really get to do as much. So there's that, and honestly probably do more occult mundane, because I think Alden just needs more mundane in their life at this point.
Yeah. Aubrey, what's something that Aurora didn't get to do this season that you wanted to do?
Go to host club.
Yeah.
I was very excited about that, and then that fell apart.
Yeah. That's fair and valid. I think I'll save my pratals for later. Aki, what's something for Sarnai that you want to do that you couldn't do?
I might just pass on this one because the answer is a lot, but I also can't remember. It was like a lot of things happened, right? So it was like they fell through, or we got too far in for it to really start it or attempt it. So it's more so like swept up in the plot, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I actually cannot remember a lot of the things that I wanted to do because it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has been, and that's totally fair and valid. It's been at least 20 weeks, so I don't blame you. Makai, what's something that honestly like Greta wanted to do and couldn't quite do this season?
No, sincerely, I do. I think Greta. I think besides everything that happened, we spent unintentionally. So, me and Greta spent a lot more time trying to steer Lanny clear. A lot, like trying to like not babysit him, but like we spent a lot of time with him this year. So I think a lot of things sort of fell to the wayside. One thing that really floats to mind is I did want to put a little bit more time into Greta's relationship with Big Red. Because I could definitely see we know Greta got that good old dragon trauma, but it was definitely starting to get to a point where Greta was like, she views Big Red as not like a big brother, but like almost a little brother, almost, weirdly enough, even though he's several hundred years older than her. Wait, how old is Big Red?
Easily like he's closing on 1,000, I think. He's not quite ancient, but he's getting there.
Yeah, I definitely want to do more with Big Red, even just casually. Like, take him out, show him the world. Be like, hey, the world's bigger than just this little cave. Also, do you want to like help me yell at my dad?
I'm sure he would love that.
Thanks,
Fee, what's something that Hero didn't get to do this season that you wanted to do with Hero?
There we go. I'm not really quite sure. I feel like Hero was, in terms of ambitions, very single-minded and also quite passive throughout this. So I'm not sure. I as a player, I would probably say I should have sent him to more clubs. Like I really would have wanted to attend the tattoo club. But yeah, otherwise I don't think I don't know if there was so much happening that I can't remember all the points where Hero wanted to do something and it just didn't get to it, or if it's just because I was following along with the story and so was Hero. But tattoo club probably.
Okay. Well, that's good and valid. All right. Well, it is about that time to end episode 20, season 2 of Wayward Arcadium. Thank you so much for all your amazing questions, both on the forum and in the chat. I know there's probably a few more that we may have been missed. Please, if you want to ask them, like, and you feel like it's okay to talk to us, shoot us wherever you can. We'll talk, I guess, however we want to, if you feel like it. But that being said, this is the end of season 2 of Wayward Arcadium. I know that we are going to be having a meeting sometime. First, we're going to rest. We're going to recover. We're going to enjoy life a bit. And then we're going to have a meeting for season 3 and get all that stuff together. And we'll give you all the details when we can about season 3. That being said, I know this season was a lot. I think that, if we have to talk about like mistakes and missteps when it comes to being a GM, I took a simple formula and I tried to put a huge story in there. And I also apologize that big story had a lot of big emotional impacts. I think that might have been fine or fun for some, but I think it also distracted from the general formula of the show. So if that's the case, my apologies to my players and the audience, but I hope in the meantime, we still had a good time in the stories that we told together. That being said, let us say our goodbyes, starting with Aki. Aki, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I am Aki, and you can find me all over the Twitterverse at Akinomi_art, which I do a lot of things, too many things. I heard cats over on Goblets and Gays, where I also play Estrella. Check us out. We're in our 4th season. It's getting super hot. I'm also the co-producer of like Anima Magiri. Keep an eye on that. Maybe, I don't know. And follow at Unwavering Force on Twitter because I'm there. Dusty will tell you more about it, and I'm only gonna say I'm a trash man in that one. And if you still want to catch me streaming, I will be most likely over at TTR Gifts channel around February 20th. We're going to be doing a bunch of charity stuff for the people in LA during the Lunar New Year shootings. But there's that, and you can catch me over at Bad House RPG March on Fridays. That's where I will be running a VTM campaign. Oh, and February again. February 8th over at the Mandy's channel, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. EST. I will be playing Miss Lost. It's D&D, sadly, but that's okay because I'm a Bunomancer, a bunny bard necromancer. So go check that shit out. It's all good shit. And if I missed anything else, Dusty and Aubrey will probably cover it for me because we are attached to the fucking hip.
At the hip.
Well, that's a very good question. Let's check in. Aubrey, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, everybody. I'm Aubrey. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Mad Queen Cosplay. And yeah, I do Goblets and Gays, Anima Magiri, here, bring your own mech. You know, that thing. Go listen. Things are happening. I have honestly no idea where we are and what we've put out, but things are happening. It's a weird season. And you can also find me every other Saturday over on Ballad of the Seven Dice for Escaping Carcosa. I'm part of the Pathfinder group. I think we have an episode coming up this Saturday. So I'm very excited. We've recorded so much, and I just can't wait for it to come out because I want people to hear all the wild things that happen. And I'm also the technical director over at Queen's Court Games. And there's a lot of really cool stuff coming from us this year. So keep an eye out. We have a lot of really cool things. We've been teasing some stuff with some actual announcements to come. Actually, I think there's an announcement tomorrow. So keep your eye out tomorrow for one of our first things for the year.
Excellent. Well, next up, we got Makai. Makai, please tell us who you are and where we can find you.
Seconds.
Oh, get 5 seconds.
I've been blessed. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, you mad, beautiful genius. I love you.
I have no idea what's happening, but okay.
I'm gonna pretend these compliments for me. Thank you. Love you too.
I love me some corny.
They work so fast. They work so
that was
Is that Floofy?
yeah, that
my
was Dusty.
God.
That was
me.
Dusty.
Dusty?
Like an hour ago.
I shadow did that like right after.
Yeah,
you
it was like an
talked
hour
about it.
ago.
Oh my god. Okay, Canon. Next time we see a corny Marmor. Jesus Christ. Next time we see Corny Marmor, he's gonna be wearing the I Love Me Some Corny Mommy t-shirt. I gotta make a note so I can remember that. I want to look at these notes
Oh
later
my
and be
God.
like, why do I have Cooney Marmor wearing a corny mommy t-shirt on my notes?
Just
So anyway,
screenshot.
Makai, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Well, it's piggity popping, my sweet, beautiful, corny mommies. It's your boy, you they, you them, your homie, your friend. Tonight, I was just answering questions and trying not to laugh at my own jokes. But if you want to hear me do more of that, or if you want to see what I'm doing, go ahead and follow me at WannaBVA. Or if you are, not on Twitter, you could use that on Instagram. You could use that on, what's the other one with the clouds and the sound? You could use it on Coffee. So I'm on there as well. And hey, I'm even on SoundCloud. Find me on there. I don't rap, but I do tell stories and I do give you a little taste of my voice. So you can find me on most social medias. And if you are in the Las Vegas area, coming this February, specifically February 17th, come on down to Level Up Expo. Me and some friends, we have a comedy panel we've been running for 5 years. You can win yourself a sweet little prize, maybe even prizes, who knows, and show whether or not you're funny. And if you think you're funnier than me, prove it.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, next up, we got Fee. Fee, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi guys, my name is Fee. You can find me still yet. There might be a username change coming up, but you can find me under Finneman for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I apologize for being late, but it was very nice hanging out with you guys, even though I am quite tired, and I do apologize for that. But thank you so much for sticking around, and I'm very excited to see what season 3 will hold for all of us.
Yeah. Well, next up, we got Dusty. Dusty, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hello, I've been Dusty. You can find me online at Dust.e Hill. I'm also a herder and one of the cats on Goblets and Gays, on Anamamagiri, also on Bring Your Own Mech. Also check out Unwavering Force at Unwavering Force. Like Aki said, she's a trash man. We have an all-bi podcast that's playing Star Wars in Pathfinder2e. And we just launched our Patreon. I just did the first thing where if you are any tier, you could submit critical hit or critical miss things for a custom crit hit deck. So definitely go check that out. I'm going to be releasing some bonus stuff that we've been recording and I've been creating. It's been very fun. This crew is very good, very chaotic. Aki is the best trash man I know. And just keep on the lookout. Watch out for Aki's character. Watch out for one of my favorite NPCs I've made. I'm just gonna tell you their name, Jakar. When you're gonna meet them, who knows? But I love them. They're wonderful.
Jakar. I love Jakar.
They're great. But yeah, that's all for me.
I think I got
Great.
a cousin named Jakar.
Hell yeah. Well, just because we finally get to see their face, Scoots, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey, hi, I'm Scoots, otherwise known as Forgotten Cuttlefish. You can find me on Twitter at danger_hugs, or pretty much everywhere else, including Instagram and TikTok as Forgotten Cuttlefish. It's only because Twitter doesn't allow long usernames, which is terrible. I post a lot about concert pictures and videos from K-pop concerts, and I scream about K-dramas all the time. So if you're interested in that, come follow. Let's be friends.
Yeah. Well, that just leaves little old me. My name is PJ McGaw. You can find me all over the internet at PJ McGaw, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. When I'm not here with these amazing, awesome individuals. You can find me here, same nat time, same nat channel on Wednesdays, 8 to 11 p.m. for our flagship show on National Productions Official called Edge of Legend, also Pathfinder2e. Also, more announcements when I can make them. One big one I can say for sure, Queen's Court's Game and I have been busy working together for a long time. And the amazing Vampire the Masquerade podcast, the All Night Society, should be coming back February 7th. We've been busy working on a bunch of stuff, I think even since like the end of last year. So you're going to be getting a lot of really good stuff, including I'm there too. Yeah. And so go ahead and check that out on Spotify, Vampire the Masquerade, the All Night Society for Queen's Court Games, as well as many other new things. And I'm sure Aubrey... Yeah,
well, I mean, I was just saying, just keep an eye on the All Night Society. I've been working on some stuff with Erin for it, so
yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and and she's doing all the amazing editing there. Okay, so we are gonna be rating. Why? We are gonna be rating Blackwater D&D. What should our raid cry be? So Joanna says our battle cry or our raid cry should be "Corny Mommy." Corny Mommy. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to see the look on their faces when we jump with Corny Mommy. What do you think? Should we shout Corny Mommy?
I guess.
Corny Mommy.
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna be
Aubrey's
overruled.
like, might as well. I'm stuck in this shit show. All right. Well, Aubrey, what would you like your raid cry to be?
I have no clue. It is 2 a.m. and my brain has stopped working.
There you
That
go,
is
Corny
fair.
Mommy.
Corny Mommy.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, everyone. We're going to be joining our friends at Blackwater D&D, and we're going to be shouting Corny Mommy. Thank you so much for those wonderful questions, and we'll see you when we see you here again for Season 3 and all the things that come from that. We're going to be rating in 3, 2, 1.